What is a golden mark of war? Words 1,000 marks of ascension. Shit. Jeez. I have almost 7,000 health. 6,846 health. You better live grip him. Like these guys are just gonna get his butt whooped.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Aw, come on. What is that shit? How much damage am I doing? Not enough, that's for sure. Paladins are tough. Like, paladins are definitely hitting hard, which means I don't think I can go toe-to-toe with a paladin without turtle. Yeah, I don't think I can go toe-to-toe with paladins very easily. I need to figure out how to weave my melee damage in between some of my range damage. I have to do it like in a very optimal way. Where'd you go? You dead? Oh, maybe not. He didn't want to. He's like, I don't. He didn't want to come back for another butt whooping. One butt whooping was enough. Let's try to regen some mana at this point. Come on. Come on. Too much CC. What's with all these stuns, dude? Alright. I don't think we can do much here.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. I'm a little slippery, aren't I? I'm slippery dippery. I'm hard to keep up. Pretty little thing. I'm hard to handle. Cause your mama, I'm sure, whatever. Fuck, I don't know. I'm slippery. Slippery when wet. Or slippery when coated in blood, apparently. That's about got my ass whooped there. So the shockwave was annoying. The Warriors of the Shockwave was kind of annoying. The other thing I'm really worried about is expertise rating. I was looking at expertise, and supposedly expertise prevents people from being able to dodge your attacks. Well, my character has a shit ton of dodge, so I really don't want people to have expertise because I need to be dodging attacks. That's kind of part of my survivability. And let's try to take this warrior out. Well, he's going to run away. Yeah, let's root him with my pet. Yeah, see, he can't... If the warrior's not getting healed, I can probably kill him pretty... My damage is pretty good. Let's reset the damage meter. I'd like to see what my counterattacks are coming against PvP targets. All right, let's take out this. First of all, we're gonna mana burn this guy. Can we do Black Arrow and mana burn? I think we can. Let's get our trap down. Explosive trap. We don't have Monkey up. Let's get Monkey up. Let's wing clip. Okay, now we're gonna go into counterattack, and now he's gonna run away. Now we're just gonna try to kill him at range. Wow, healing is too strong. Healing is definitely too strong in this. Now he's not getting heals, so guess what? He's dead. Yeah, he can't... If he's not getting heals, I can kill him. So counterattack... Okay, so it's critting at 451, so that's not too bad, because people have so much resilience. So 451 is decent. I wish it was higher than that, but it is what it is. We're just gonna deterrence this. He's gonna deterrence. We're gonna shadow meld. And then we're gonna scatter shot maybe? I don't know. There's so much shit here I can't even see what to attack. We're just gonna DPS. How about that? Traps, maybe feign death in case anybody happened to be targeting me. You never know who's targeting you. Plus it drops you out of combat sometimes. It's nice to be able to mount up quickly. Just gonna... Can we scatter that? Yeah, let's scatter shot this. No, it didn't work. It did not work! Because he got hit. Boom. Do not get too close to the melee hunter. Do not get too close to the melee hunter. Root. Boom. Boom. You're dead. He's a dead, my friend. Black arrow. Black arrow. Black arrow. Black arrow. Viper sting. Viper. 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 Can we do black hook? We can, right? So he's got... I think I lost target. No, I do have target. I don't see black arrow on him. Okay, Viper Sting. Why am I stunned? Oh, I hit the Stone Claw Totem. Damn it. I always forget about the stupid Stone Claw Totem. It's really annoying. Very annoying. You see me throw my food to my pet? I chucked that meat like quite a ways. He was still coming back from his battle days. Good old piece of meat flying at his face when he shows up. This person's dead, right? Watch this. Boom, kill shot, kill shot. Boop, dead. I didn't get the kill though. Is there anybody else here to kill? I don't think so. So interesting. I mean, I finally get to 60 and Volst is never online. I don't know. I guess he just got bored of playing. You know? I like their guild name, Thunderbluff Steakhouse. Did you see that? That's a pretty cool guild name. I think it was Thunderbluff Steakhouse. I like that guild name. Thunderbluff Steakhouse. Still might give me laugh. Yeah, you can go back door. Okay, interesting. He's going back door. Always an interesting choice. Let's shadow the warlock. I would imagine me and the warlock can be pretty nasty. Boom. Dead. Just like... Like I said, Warlock and Warlock, cool duo, cool duo. It's a cool duo, Warlock and Melee Hunter. Look at my health. Yeah. It is. Yep. 3 bases is always win. Yeah, if you get 3 bases in this battleground early in the game, it'll always equal win. Even if you're capping the flag, you really can't keep up with 3 bases. Ooh, it's cold. Cold here in Florida today. Man, I wish we'd get somebody to come and try to kill us, because I think me and this Warlock could easily take out 3, if not 4 people at once. I would love to. Yeah. What do you say? BM is trash? Is that what he said? I said my friend is BM, and he said, "Hello, gave trash." But I think need play with BM. You should be with him or me? You need play with him or me? I was gonna ask him, I wasn't sure. Did I just send a message to myself? I did. I just sent a message to myself. Were you saying that you need to play BM or with BM? With a BM or me? There we go. Yeah, I really wish Voss would get online, because I would love to do some twos just for shits and giggles. Oh my god. I invested heavily on my gear. Yeah, I could. It's so boring. He was saying I need to change to BM, and I just said, nah. I mean, BM is definitely better. Like, I think, like, against Warlocks and Shadow Priest, like, since I think being Night Elf is the biggest reason I stay Night Elf is because I need to be able to Shadow Meld casters. You know, when Warlocks start focusing me, I can send my pet on the Warlock and Shadow Meld, and if I'm like in a twos team, my partner can can try to focus on doing damage, and then once they take their attention off of me, then I can come out of my shadow meld and either start doing range damage or try to, if I can, get close enough to do melee. Because if I can get on when I get on a clothy like a warlock or a shadow priest, and I can actually hit them like with melee, I actually do good damage. I can hit them for like 600, 700, 800 damage, I think, because they just don't have as much armor. The trick is, I think a rogue, like, oh my god, melee hunter rogue could be interesting, because the rogue can lock people down, and I have a lot of CC between like scattershot, trap, and wyvern sting. So if I was doing a 2 team with the rogue, all I gotta do is literally just scattershot trap one person and then just blow up the other one. I scattershot trap one, the rogue cheap shots into a 5-point kidney, and then I just go to town on that target. Like literally, if they're in a 5-second CD, I can drop down a snake trap, I can drop down a immolation trap, I can hit him with a black arrow, and then I can start hitting him with explosive shot, and the amount of damage is going to be pretty significant. And with the rogue on him, locking him down, they're going to have to trinket that, but even with the trinket, I can still, I could even put a slow trap. We could even put a frost trap down, which is interesting too, because I think there's a lot of playability with some of these other talents. There's also TNT, which does increase the damage of my explosive shot, explosive trap, and black arrow, and immolation trap, which is a lot of stuff by 6%. But the question is, if I went 6 points into this, where would I take 6 points out? That's really the biggest question, because I don't have talent points in any other areas. Not that I can get rid of, using crossover Mystic Enchants. We are Mystic Enchanting into Endurance Training and Improved Aspect of the Monkey. We could pull Monkey out, honestly, because I have so much dodge anyway. We probably don't necessarily need. And the other big concern I have is, and this is something I don't know how this works, but if you look at expertise, there is an expertise cap of 26. And it says here that reduces the chance to be dodged or parried, but it's by a certain percentage. So I don't think there's any kind of way that you can completely remove the chance to be dodged or parried. So I'm imagining that if someone has like what I have, that it's just going to subtract off my dodge. It's garbage stats. Which one's garbage stats? The expertise? Which one's garbage? Do you think expertise is garbage, or do you think the increased damage on immolation trap and black arrow is garbage? You think expertise is garbage? Well, you think expertise is garbage, huh? It does nothing? Oh, shit. I wish I would have known that yesterday, Duck. Because I actually put the leg enchant on here. That's 24 attack power, 10 stamina, 6 expertise. Now, the only other option would be the leg enchant that actually gives me hit rating. So instead of the 6 expertise, it would be like 6 hit rating, I think, which is what I have on my helmet. If you look at my helmet, I have 24 attack power, 10 stamina. Actually, it's 10 hit rating. Which, really, at this point, I'm hit capped to my main hand weapon, but I'm not hit capped to my offhand since I dual wield. In fact, getting hit capped to my offhand would be almost impossible. So if I went with the leg enchant that gives me 10 hit over 6 expertise, it would make me miss less with my offhand. No, I'm not spending it on useless stats. You think 24 attack power or stamina is useless? Well, the expertise, it was just there. Honestly, the reason I bought that was because this one wasn't in the auction house. See this one here? This enchant wasn't in the auction house yesterday. The only enchant that was in the auction house that was viable for Melee Hunter was this one. So it wasn't by choice. The other one wasn't even there yesterday. I found the other one today. So, but yeah, oh yeah, these enchants are fucking expensive, Duck. They're like 400 gold. I'm pretty much done though. I mean, my gear's pretty much almost done. We've got dual Ninja's Focus. I thought about going to a different enchant, but Ninja's Focus is really good for me. Increases my crit, increases my attack power, increases my dodge. Oh yeah, all my money's, yeah. And then a lot of these other chants I just did myself, like 7 agility. I put the +6 agility on my belt. On the cloak, I went with the +6 agility 5 stamina chant, which is really nice. As we know, primary stats for me are agility, stamina. I don't have anything on my shoulder though. I don't know if there even is an enchant on the shoulder, at least not a new enchant. You know what I mean? So, but dude, you want to see something? Remember, here we're gonna do the turkey test, and what the turkey test is, if if my friend Blue was online, he'd know what it is. The turkey test refers to... Oh, the server's crashing. Hey, what's up, JR? The turkey test refers to New World. In Amazon New World, of course, the server crashes as soon as you guys jump into the stream, right? In New World, I used to always shoot turkeys or hit turkeys. You know? And just to see how much damage I did. And as I got better gear, I would always hit the turkey to see how much my damage increased. So we always called it the turkey test. It was kind of a way of measuring our damage. So, but anyways, we're going to do the turkey test. But for us, it's more the raptor test. Because I always go to Refugee Point, just kill some raptors. But I don't know if you guys remember yesterday when I went out to Refugee Point, was killing raptors. My counter strike was sitting for like what? Like maybe 1,200, 1,300 crits, right? Wait till you see it now. I was working today. I just got off work a few minutes ago. So, and I worked last night till almost 1 a.m. Well, I guess I worked till almost 1 a.m. this morning, went to bed for a couple hours, got up at 4:30 a.m. to make food for my wife's trip to her mom's rehab, and then went back to bed, and then got back up at 8:30 a.m. to work, and then worked from 8:30 till now. Honestly, I should be in bed right now, but when I got up this morning to work at 8:30, I made a bunch of coffee, so I drank a bunch of coffee, so now I'm all hyped up on coffee. So going back to sleep right now would be kind of difficult. Did I let the dog back in? You know, I let the dog outside. I think I let him back in. Like, shit, is the dog still sitting outside? Yeah, I was just talking to someone. Me and a warlock were killing some people in Eye of the Storm, and I said, ooh, melee hunter warlock. I said, this is kind of a fun little team. And he goes, yeah. He goes, but you're a lot better with an enhancement shaman. And he goes, plus you probably should switch to BM. And I was like, I don't want to switch to BM. It's boring. It's too easy. And he's like, yeah, that's true. But we just have a few days. We only have 4 days until Ion comes out. So, I mean, honestly, in 4 days, I'll be playing Ion, so... Yeah, I did CGR. Did you watch? Okay, okay. So here's the thing. So Ashes of Creation is going early access, right? It's going early access. You know, a friend of mine, or at least I think he's a friend of mine, Mark. I don't know. I'm not sure if Mark really likes me or not, but I interviewed Mark one time, and he seemed like a nice guy. I hope he doesn't think I'm a nut job because I was a little bit hyper in that interview. But if you go to my YouTube channel, I think I put a link here. Where did I put it? Yeah. Check, this is pretty. I was watching this this morning, right?
If you give this project money, you truly should seek help, and someone should be forced to come in.
This is a comment that said it. And I actually did give this project money a long time because I wanted to stream it. I wanted to stream Ashes of Creation, and Ashes of Creation is a big project that's been developed for a long time. So I did pay, I think, $100 or something a while ago to get access to the game and play it. So I mean, do I regret putting money? No, I don't. Because for me, I don't regret putting money on early access games or games that are in development because I want to play them and I want to test them out. And, and if I didn't do that, and I had fun playing it. For the time that I played it, I did actually have fun. But the game has a lot of issues. Ashes of Creation has some serious issues. Last time I played it, which was a few weeks ago or a month ago, the problem with it, there's a lot of pathing, like AI, like the mob, the NPC pathing is really bad. Mobs like these eagles were like flying in the air, right? They were like attacking me from the air, which was kind of cool. They'd fly around and swoop down and attack you, which was kind of neat. But then they would like fly through rocks and shit. I mean, there was all this weird shit where they were like clipping through the ground, and there was just a lot of like serious issues.
And get control of your finances from you. Yeah, this you know what? It's okay to have faith in the dream that is Ashes of Creation, but this right here, the fact that Ashes of Creation is launching onto Steam into early access, granted, December 11, 2025, is, I think, indicative of the state that the game is in, the severe...
So basically, long story short, equals what? It's going to be Ion, duck equals W. What is WWW? And you're going to equal Ashes of Creation. I mean, I'll play. I will always go back and play Ashes of Creation just to see where they've improved. Because the game actually is fun. The problem... There's a helicopter outside my window. And it's really loud. The game is actually fun if it wasn't so like, buggy, Yeah. Well, Ion's well. The thing is, but Ion's free. So Duck, I'm not supporting. I'm not putting any money into Ion. Like I am not going to put any money. I put money into this game, which because it was cool, it was fun, and and the game's free. So and the stuff I put into this game, most of it, like like most of the cosmetic stuff, you keep. So if I ever come back and play, if I ever come back and play Ascension again, a year down the road, I still have all these cosmetics and bags, and which is kind of nice. But no, no, no. Ash, no, no, no. Ion is free. There are subs, but you don't have to pay the sub. Ion is 100% free. You can play the game, and Where Winds Meet's free as well. Where Winds Meet's free. Ion's free. Ion has that optional subs, right? They have optional subs. So I'm not gonna. If I play Ion, I'm not gonna pay a sub. Probably not. No, I don't, because I don't see myself. Ion's one of those games where there's too many people that no life it. Like there's crazy hardcore Ion players out there that will no life the shit out of that game, and there's no way I'm going to try to compete with those people. So I go into the game knowing that hey, I can't compete with people that are gonna play this game. That people are gonna play this game. They're gonna pay for like multiple subs and play this game 24/7. I'll never be able to have the gear they have or to be as progressed as they are. And I know that going in. So for me, I just play it for fun, just to try the classes out, enjoy the combat. So for me to get into an MMO where I really want to put a lot of time into it, it has to be something that isn't pay to win, that doesn't have the egregious monetization that Ion's going to have, and that doesn't have these Andes into it. It has to be a little bit more. Uh, I don't want to say noob friendly because I don't consider myself a noob at all, but a little bit, that gets a little bit more of an open crowd. Like gets the hardcore players, but the non-hardcore players. I feel like Ion's going to get a lot of real. I mean, there's a lot of hardcore Ion Andes that are going to be in there, man. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm not paying any money for Ion, dude. Yeah, I'm not paying. I don't know why you're saying I'm supporting them, other than the fact that I'll probably stream it. I guess that's supporting them, but I'm not paying any money for Ion. I ain't paying any money for that because I just know I'm not going to be in the game for very long. I mean, I'm a lot more excited oh God, my brain's not working right now. About shit. I can't remember the name of that other game. Hold on a second. About Chrono Odyssey. I'm actually more excited about Chrono Odyssey than I am. Yeah, I know. I know I'm supporting him by playing, but I'm more excited about Chrono Odyssey. Way more excited about Chrono Odyssey than I am Ashes Creation. Also, Star Citizen released the engineering stuff, and that stuff looks like off the hook. Like engineering and Star Citizen is like super depth. There's a lot of depth to the system. Looks really interesting. I still have hope that Star Citizen one day will be good. I mean, it is a good game. You can go in and play Star Citizen. It's actually really fun, but it's just one of those games where it's really buggy. Again, another game that's buggy. And it just kind of sucks to go in there and play for like an hour or two and have the game crash. And there's things in the game that take time, like going down to planets and mining ore, and then you load up all your ore into your crates and you load it into your ship, and you take off, and all of a sudden your ship explodes. It's just like So yeah, I have a Star Citizen account. I got tons of ships in Star Citizen. Yeah, here, I'll show you. I gotta remember my login. Yeah, I've played Star Citizen over ever since. I mean, my account's is old. I've had Star Citizen account for a long time. Oh, let's see. One second. Check your email. Oh god, they're sending me a stupid authentication code. I hate that you always have to like. What happened to the old days when you didn't have to constantly like authenticate for fucking every damn account you log into? It's just so annoying. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to show my account in case there's any. Okay, so here we go. So here's my account on Star City. You can see I created my account, or I first got into Star Citizen in 2015. I'm currently a high admiral, and all that is just basically how much money have you spent. I've spent a lot of money on Star Citizen over the years, but I mean, I've like I said, I've been a member of the Star Citizen, for 10 years. So anyways, let's look at my hangar, right? Okay. How do I go to my ships? My gear. Let's go to my standalone ships. So these are the ships I have currently. I've got the Ursa Medevac, which is like a kind of a medical, ground ship. I've got the Intrepid. I have an Ursa Rover, which is another ground kind of transport ship. I've got the Expanse, which is a mining ship, which I don't even think this is out yet. I'm not sure. And then, of course, I got the 325A, which is my main fighter, which is kind of a crappy fighter, to be honest, but it's just badass looking. I also have the Cutlass Red, which is another, kind of hybrid type ship. And then I've got my Mercury Star Runner, which I actually love the Mercury Star Runner, but it's not, again, probably not the best ship in the game. But there's so many different ships in Star Citizen. There's so many different ships in Star Citizen. But yeah, you can see I've got quite a few. The cool thing about Star Citizen is when you buy ships, you can melt them down. So you can go into your ship and you can exchange it. There's a way, I can't remember, it's been a while since I've done it, but you can actually melt the ship down, and what that does is it gives you the credits back. So if you buy a ship on Star Citizen, yeah, they need a lot of money to keep going. But if you buy a ship on Star Citizen, and you can actually kind of exchange it back in for currency and get the money that you spent back. So you can you can very easily trade, switch ships. You can okay, I bought this ship, I don't like it. I could take this Intrepid ship and get the currency back, in-shop currency, and then to get rid of this ship, and then I could use that currency to go in and buy another ship. So it's easy to, once you've bought a lot of ships like I have, and you've got a certain amount of money invested in these ships, it's very easy to sell them off and go get other ships. But you can also get ships in the game. You can get ships in the game just buying in-game currency. So, but yeah, I've had my Star Citizen account for a long time. And there's other stuff, you get, I've had, I've had membership. There's a membership you can do, what is it, pledge? I don't even know if I have a current pledge. I don't think I do. Let's see. I don't think. Oh, I've got a referral code. I can refer for. I don't think I have a current pledge, but you can do a monthly pledge, and when you do that, you get all kinds of stuff. Yeah, but Star Citizen does need a lot of money to keep going. But they just added the engineering system, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's so. Think of the engineering system as when you're out in your ship and you're fighting other ships, your ships can take damage. Well, when your ships take damage, you can actually have spare parts on your ship, and you can swap out damaged ships parts on your ship with repaired with good parts. I don't know exactly how it works, but Star Citizen engineering, all you do is daily transmute and selling stuff, and you've got gold. I don't have any gold. I spent all my gold on upgrades. I'm not sure why they're showing this helmet thing, but whatever. I guess now you can sit your helmet on your butt. I don't know why that's so exciting, but okay. This is weird. Why is she sitting there looking at her helmet? They're really going into this helmet thing. Testing engineering.
Hey guys, welcome. Star Citizen Engineering Tech Preview just went to Wave 1 PTU today for a few hours, and then they closed it again. But we are able to test many things, and I will be dividing it. Anything is subject to change, and that's the reason we're testing it. On this page, you can see all your components. Starts from the coolers. So you got a bar here, and you can drag. This is a very long list here.
It is a long
very long
list.
list. And you can turn off individual coolers. If you click cooler.
Anyways, there's a lot of depth to the engineering, and who knows, like, the thing with Star Citizen is they roll out complicated systems, but it takes them a long time to really get them nailed down. And even then, they're always changing. The problem with Star Citizen is kind of like the developer bloat. It's kind of like the developer hell, where they keep like changing stuff. They'll create something, then they'll change it, then they'll modify it, and they'll change. You know, and they did bring a new guy who came into the Star Citizen team who was kind of like a lead. And supposedly, once he got to the team, he kind of nipped some of that in the bud and kind of stopped the constant iterative changes that they just seem to go into like a development hell. So hopefully that's kind of getting corrected. And I haven't really paid attention to Star Citizen that much lately, but Star Citizen is a really good game. I mean, it's a really good game. There's a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, just getting in your ship and flying around in Star Citizen can be a pretty amazing experience if you've never played the game. Like, if I go into my channel and just do a search for Star Citizen, I'm sure I've streamed Star Citizen lots of times, right? So let's see if I've got like a pretty long stream. Like it. I don't know if it was the way I landed. I think that's the best. I'm gonna see if we get one where me like. No, but here it actually says it. You are here. Yeah, and I complained about that. It's like when you have any kind of a subway sign or whatever, it should tell you where you are. Oh, just missed it. Fine. Yes, when the ship stopped, it threw me to the ground. Is my only guess. Because I was standing up while I was in quantum, and all of a sudden I'm just laying on the ground. So this is me and my Mercury Star Runner, which is a pretty big ship. Stopped, it just threw me to the ground. You know those good old quantum breaks.
I'm surprised your character doesn't have a concussion more often. Me too.
What are you guys trying to say? Oh my god, why is the responsiveness right now really bad?
You gotta wait for it to fully finish getting out of quantum.
Yeah.
No, you're going in atmosphere. You're in atmosphere.
And what's your
Am
atmosphere?
I in atmosphere right now?
Yeah, you are.
I had cruise control on already.
Yeah, I turned it off. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is one of the newer ships. So.
You're going back out to space.
Am I? Oh shit! Well, I was just. I don't know what I'm doing, dude. Obviously, it's kind of funny. Run by people that hate video games. Imagine you're getting paid by. What is this? IGN is run by people, purple hair Karens. You'd like to see how much score Ion gonna get from IGN? Well, I think Where Winds Meet. You know, Blue. I was just talking to Blue in Discord, and he's been trying out Where Winds Meet today, and he said that there's quite a lot of little kind of glitchy things, like the UI is a little bit glitchy, and like it forces you to go through like a tutorial, and there's no way to bypass the tutorial, and just kind of like little things that he didn't really like. So, anyways, I wanted to show you the turkey test, right? So check this out. We're gonna go hit some. We'll call it the Raptor test, I guess. I'm still gonna call it the turkey test from New World. But yeah, the only MMO, the only game that's coming that I'm kind of excited for really is Chrono Odyssey. I really enjoyed Chrono Odyssey, but it's just because I like a more action-oriented combat system. But I like it to be more like a Terra type system. I'm not really a Souls type combat person. You know, it took 10 minutes. I don't know. He didn't like it. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know how long it took. He just said you couldn't skip it, and he didn't like that. So we go in, Black Arrow, Explosive Shot. Oh, against the Raptor, we're not hitting as hard against the Raptor as we did against the Hounds. I don't think we got any crits though. No, that's not a crit. So non-crit against the Spider was about 600. Oh, let's get 700. Yeah. Apparently the Raptors have more armor than the Plague Hounds, which I wouldn't have expected that. 800. I went up to a play count and I hit a play count for 1600 damage, and then I hit him again for like 1700 damage. And I was like, what the hell? Apparently plague hounds must have like really weak armor or something. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get the black air up on the target. Let's go ahead and get immolation trap up. What's my crit rating? 'Cause I am not critting at all. I'm at 22.61% crit, which is not great, but it's not bad. Okay, there, 1290. Okay, I thought, all right, so for I guess just plague hounds for some whatever reason or must have like really low armor or something, because I was just critting the shit out of them. Or maybe I had some sort of buff I wasn't aware of. I don't think so though, because it's not like there's any world buffs really. You're living a little paladin, nice. Well, the thing on this side, we have so many abilities on this character, right? Yeah. Like we have that's part of the problem with the melee hunters. It's almost like you have too many skills, you know? Yeah, I wonder when they're going to add the experience potion into the game. Oh, it's raining. I love it. I love me some rain. Is it already in the game? So they had the poll, and I guess that was. I mean, I knew people would want it, you know. No sleep him. All right, fine. What is this, paladin? Paladin's a dead paladin. Ah. I don't have monkey up either. Let's just go ahead and...
You can kiss your ass.
Yeah, I'm dead
goodbye.
here. We almost killed him, though. You can see we had that shaman pretty low there. How much damage? So in the battleground, we've done 10,000 damage. If I would have had monkey there, or I mean, if I would have had turtle there, I wonder. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I mean, honestly, I got to 60 and I was hoping that Volst would want to do, Volst would want to do some battlegrounds together or do some arena, and I haven't even seen him. Since I've hit 60, I haven't seen Volst even in game at all. I think he's either, I don't know if he's not feeling well or if he's just, I think he's just burned out on the game because he hasn't been around at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not sure what other class I would play. We got the paladin and the hunter. Like, what other class would I roll? I don't really like warlock, so I don't think I could do a warlock. The other classes I tend to like. I mean, rogue, but I don't know. Rogue's such a, I don't know. Yeah, but he just hasn't really been around. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's. I think he's just burned out. I kind of was gonna wanted to do it, create a twos team, and just yeah. I think Shadow Priest. Yeah, I do like priests. I think Shadow Priest would be fun, and I do like priests. So I think that's kind of yeah, Jr. I think you're right. That's probably the class I would most likely play. Would probably be like Shadow Priest. Oh shit! I didn't know. I didn't see the alliance over here. Let's see if I can help this guy out. I'm not even using turtle, right?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I refuse to use turtle there. Do you see that? Like, I had two rogues that were low on health, and I was like, I'm not going to use turtle. I'm just going to see if I can kill him straight up without using my defense. So I didn't use my defense abilities. I don't know what the rogue was doing. I was just... I think we're losing. Yeah, we are definitely losing. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool if they, just whatever. I mean, is that like a bot or what? I mean, he didn't do. I guess he figured the game was over, right? He's like, "Oh, the game's over. We're gonna win. I don't need to do anything." Yeah, I think rogues. Like I've fought rogues duck here that kill me. I mean, there are definitely rogues here that are good rogues. Like in a 1v1 against most rogues, I usually win, but if they lock me down, like really lock me down. Like if a rogue opens up on me and I don't have any of my cool, if I don't have trinket, for example, like if a rogue opens up on me and I don't have my trinket, and he knows what he's doing, he'll usually kill me because I can't survive like his stun. Because he'll basically just go into cheap shot, kidney shot, and then maybe I'll come out of that. Maybe I can throw up turtle or something, and sometimes he'll even just blind me. You know, he'll blind me and wait for the blind to come off and just reopen again, and you know what I mean. So it just depends. I mean, most rogues I can kill, but there are some rogues that'll kill me. So yeah, I mean the rogues they definitely like there was one rogue I ran into did a lot of like was a different build, like some sort of crazy like poison build. I don't know if it was just a just like a it's not combat. What are the trees in a rogue? Is assassination. Like I guess it would be an assassination rogue. But they did a lot of poison damage, you know. I mean rogue would be another class. I mean I like rogues. Rogues are fun. So rogue would be another class I'd consider playing. The only problem with rogues is they're heavy. There's a lot of keybinds on rogues again. I would prefer to play a class that's a little more simplistic, and I think a Shadow Priest probably be a lot more simplistic. Well, I know for a fact that Shadow Priest would be a lot more simplistic than a rogue. You know what I mean? The other thing I've seen is in the battlegrounds yesterday was arcane mages. I've seen some arcane mages. And I've also seen mages running around with this big ass fucking like pet that looks like a big dragon thing with a big spear. It looks like a big dragon boy with a spear or something. I don't know what the hell that thing is. Hard to kill though. Check out my arm. Check out my health, dude. Look at my health pool. 6,000. I have 6,646 health. Let's compare that versus other hunters in here. This guy's got 5,350. This guy's got 4,510. I have 6,646 health. That's by design. My character is built around, stamina gives me more attack power, and it also gives me more survivability. Okay, I drink way too much coffee. All right, let's be a little sneaky here. We'll send my pet. I'm gonna root the paladin. We're just gonna do some damage at range here. I think that guy's a bot. We're gonna scattershot this guy. Try to drop some traps. Okay, he's dead. This poor paladin, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do here. His bubble's going down in... I don't even see it. It's going down. Man, we got some lag. You see the lag? So I really didn't do much damage there, I don't think. Yeah, wow, I didn't feel like I did much of anything. Everybody else was doing the work. I was just kind of there. Just kind of there. All you have to do is give Melee Hunter a grappling hook. If you gave Melee Hunter grappling hook on this server, it would dramatically change the effectiveness of Melee Hunter. Being able to instantly grapple onto cloth targets would be huge. Would be a big deal. Ah. I'm gonna wait. I got sapped, but that's okay. We're gonna wait it out. It's probably this rogue here that sapped me. Yeah, we're gonna disengage. I don't want to get caught in the whirlwind. Go ahead and black arrow and black arrow. Explosive shot. Now we're coming in for our big damage. Boom. Boom. And dead. Yeah. Yeah. If you get a good team, you don't have to do anything. You just stay. I mean, a lot of it's, the thing with the Melee Hunter too is a lot of it's just how are you able to do stuff? Are you able to go through your rotations? I mean, if you get focused, I mean that's probably true of any class, but I think it's true of any melee class. If you get focused by like a warlock, a shadow priest, or if I get like a warrior who jumps on me and a paladin jumps on me and I get hodged into a shockwave and then there's a warlock back there dotting me up, I'm just gonna melt. I'm just gonna die in seconds. There's nothing you can do, This guy, watch this guy. Boom, boom. Dead. But check this out. Look at my attack power right now. 1,395. Okay, so when I proc Ninja Focus, which procs pretty much almost the beginning of every fight, I'm gonna hit hard, right? Yeah. Yeah, we gotta get my prop pally. She's like level 57. Yeah, I probably should play the. I wasn't really having the biggest thing with the protection paladin is there's so many paladins. I just didn't want to be one of the. I was like, I don't want to be a prop pally when there's like 10,000 prop pallies. You know what I mean? It's like just kind of felt stupid. So. Come on, tab targeting work for once. Okay, done. Alright, fine. Make me use my turtle. I guess I'm out of range. Yeah, I am out of range. Poor priest. Damn. I don't have it up. Fine.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? I'm so dead. I like deterrence with like no health whatsoever, right? I like no health. Alright, we're screwed here. Their whole team's there, so that's a no-win scenario. You guys can come up here, but we're gonna need I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. Let these guys run up. I'm like, you guys go up there and do something. Like even this guy's like, fuck that shit. He's like, fuck that. He's like, fuck that shit, dude. Yeah, let's see if I can root this guy. Okay, we can kill that guy. Let's try to scatter shot one of these guys. Let's kill the paladin. Yeah, paladin's dead. You dead. You like shotgunning? Oh yeah, I've never enjoyed shotgunning because you have to put too many talent points into shit in that tree that I don't want. It's like I don't want like certain things I don't want in this tree. All right. Davy Jones. We put Davy Jones to sleep. I don't know. Yeah, it's up. Good. He's going night night. Oh no, he got out of his sleep. Ah crap. I'm gonna deterrence this hunter. I'm gonna kill his pet just because I feel like it. Dude, he's like, do you see that hunter's like shooting me, but I'm not really taking any damage. Did you notice that? That shutter was, I mean, the hunter was just pegging me, but I wasn't really taking much damage. That was kind of interesting, wasn't it? Let's throw down a few traps, do a little black arrow here, maybe throw down another immolation trap. We're gonna be in trouble here. I got nothing.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
I got nothing. I got scatter shot. I got nothing. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. No, I got nothing. No seed, no cooldowns, no defense, no nothing. I got nothing. 26,000 damage. Yeah, the thing on Ascension, the thing that I think is pretty much true is that pretty much, casters pretty much rule this. I mean, I took a screenshot of a battleground. I took a screenshot of the battleground yesterday, and it's this one right here. And what I was trying to show in the screenshot is, look at the damage here. You've got a warlock. You've got, I don't even know if this is enhancement. I have no idea if it's enhancement. It could be elemental. I don't know. You've got another warlock. You've got another warlock. You've got like an enhancement. You've got another warlock. You've got another warlock, and you've got a mage. You do get one paladin in here, but this is what I've been seeing in battlegrounds, and this is kind of stupid, right? This is dumb. So the caster meta is 100% in. Casters really dominate. You know what I mean? And there ain't no way I'm ever going to play shamans. You can fuck shamans. But casters dominate. And I'm just about done. I mean, I'm about done with Ascension, to be honest, because I got to 60 because I wanted to do arena and stuff with Waltz, but he's not even online. And I'll do Battlegrounds with Nox because the Nox is a cool guy, and I have fun when I do Battlegrounds with him, but he hasn't been online much either. So maybe we'll play some Where Winds Meet today. I don't know. Yeah, Warlock and Shaman are just constantly. I mean, it's constant. Like, here, let's take a look, right? Let's take a look. Almost every time you look, right? That's what you see, right? Okay, so we got what? We got Shaman, Mage, Priest, Shaman, Shaman. So we do, so all I'm seeing is mages, shamans, priests, and warlocks, which are pretty much all casters. Like, Enhancement's not really a caster, I guess, but they do a lot of magical damage, right? But look, shaman, mage, priest, shaman, warlock, and then it gets down to, okay, there's a rogue and a couple warriors. But if you look at the makeup, right, Alliance makeup, look at all the paladins. This is why I don't play paladin, because I don't want to be one of the masses. Look at all these fucking paladins. So my team, right, or I guess the enemy team, only has, now there's 2 boomies though, so we got a couple boomies in here. I'm surprised they're not doing more damage. And then you look at our team, and again, look, shaman, warlock, mage, hunter. You do see quite a few hunters, and I do see hunters do fairly well damage-wise, but in this battleground, that's not the case. In fact, I was actually, a second ago, the highest damaging hunter in here, which I think is kind of funny, since I'm a melee hunter. Yeah. Yeah, but shamans are, paladins are, like, insane. They're everywhere. Do we have anybody over here? Oh, they're all rezzing. Ooh, we got this guy.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Was there a lot of, how much damage did I do? I don't know how much damage. It felt like there was a lot of mitigation going on from those druids. I had 2 druids on me, 2 ferals. Felt like they were mitigating damage pretty well. Shaman, Warlock, Paladin. Those are the most played classes, yeah. For sure. Come on, oh, what? You can't. What's the matter? Are you dying? Dude, are you dying? Somebody's hitting him. Oh my god. Oh, that was weird. How did I get knocked into the...
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Come on, shoot your arrow, bitch. What the fuck? Oh my god. That was weird. I don't know how I got knocked all the way into the water. I don't know what that ability is where sometimes I just get knocked somewhere. Like, do you guys have... I have no idea what that was. It was just like, what the fuck was that? Right, let's check this out, right? I was having all kinds of problems targeting this guy, like getting him targeted and getting like landing blows because he was, he was running circles around me, and I don't know, I was just struggling here to get my abilities to go. But again, the server, like the actuation abilities in the server always feels laggy to me, and it could just be my connection. I don't know. I mean, I am in the United States, but so watch this. So what knocks me into the water here? Watch this. Actually, this is a little bit too far back, I think. Okay, so we kill this guy, and I'm just fighting, and I'm fighting. Okay, what did this? What launched me here? Is it somebody behind me? It must have been somebody behind me, because I don't know what that is. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, this is kind of funny. Another loss for the Horde. Got a warrior. But I can actually take somebody out. I'll use a sleep, my friend. And then I knocked him out. I didn't mean to shoot him. Why did my character shoot there? That doesn't matter. He's dead anyway. Oh, we got this. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go, you and I. Let's go, you and I.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh! I don't know where the damage came from there, but I took a shit ton of damage right there, like really quickly. Like sometimes I'm fighting and like my health goes down fairly slowly against certain people. Then sometimes I just get melted and I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know if I was getting hit by other people at the same time the shaman was hitting me. I know he had his wolves out there, but that was kind of weird. How are we doing? I have 106,000 runes of Ascension. There. You think they should just straight up buff armor penetration? I think buffing armor penetration would be nice. I think again the melee hunter, you know, there's a couple things I would do on the melee hunter. We got the notepad or the Visual Studio document here. I mean, this is the biggest buff you could add to melee hunter is grappling hook. And I've never seen a private server put in grappling hook, and I've never understood that. I mean, is it just too hard for them to add that? Is it because the Wrath Lich King client has these other skills in it already, so it's easier for them to implement them? I have no idea. But if they could add grappling hook, it would just be, it's such a big ability for melee hunters, man. I mean, we need, you know, yeah, I would add Glyph Decrease to Scare Rage. Also ability to use Turtle while stunned, Marks with Talents, Lethal Shot, increase. And then Beastmaster, improved aspect for the Hawk, improved aspects, increase melee attack power speed as well. Endurance training counts as stamina as the health you get. These are just some of the things. Did I talk about this? Yeah, the scatter, ice trap, you know. Scatter shot should not put ice trap into the global cooldown. Cooldown. Okay, we want Hunter versus Wild. So endurance training, instead of endurance training, here, see it says increase the health of your pets by 2%. I mean, it has to be a percentage, so I don't really know. Like, endurance training count to stamina. The health you get is calculated into a stamina number, which benefits your attack power when using Hunter versus Wild, right? Hunter versus Wild. So these are some of the things that I came up with that I think would be Beast Mastery talent changes for melee. Arts and talent changes for melee. Dutchy here. As promised, some changes that would make Melee Hunter more viable in PvP. Actually, oh yeah, there's some changes. You know, they'll probably never implement that stuff, but there you go. No, careful aim. Careful aim. Why the fuck would I use that? Let's take a... Yeah, because it's only ranged attack power. JR, it's only ranged attack power. And you got to realize I don't have much intellect either. So what's the point, right? If you look at my intellect, what is it? So what is it? It's increase your range attack power by amount equal to 100% of your total. So okay, so we increased my range attack power by 130. You know, it's like, what is my range attack power currently? It is so okay, so it's going to go from 826 to like 956 or something. So really not a big deal. Not really. It's pretty much a waste because first off, I don't really do ranged a ton. I mean, I do range some, but not a ton. If you look at my damage, right, in a battleground, if you look at the breakout, right? So let's close this. I mean, I don't think that would apply to explosive shot. You know what I mean? I don't think that would apply to explosive shot. I don't really know. Explosive shot is probably considered. Let's take a look. You fire an explosive charge at the enemy that deals fire damage. I would imagine. I don't think this would scale with ranged. I wouldn't imagine. I don't even know what would scale the damage of this. You know? Yeah. You think they're gonna nerf it? I don't even really use. I don't really use explosive trap, so I'm not sure. You think they're gonna nerf explosive trap? I don't even use explosive trap. I mean, I use it sometimes, but not a lot. So like if I'm in a fight as a melee hunter and there's a lot of people around me, I may drop explosive trap, obviously, so I can hit multiple people, right? But immolation trap is the preferred trap. So if you look at my damage, immolation trap's coming in at a crappy 2.2%. Most of my damage comes from explosive shot, mongoose bite, my melee counterattack, and raptor strike. That's where most of my damage, and black arrow. You know, you can see auto shots wide, nothing hardly. Deadly bite, is a little bit of damage. And then you get down into serpent sting, wyvern sting, immolation. And immolation trap isn't doing as much as it should be doing. The problem is explosive shot does so much damage and it's on such a short cooldown. It's like I end up pressing that button more than anything just because it's there and it does good damage. So this build, the problem with this build, this melee hunter build, is you have too many abilities to press because you have a lot of abilities that do good damage, but you don't have the time. You can't get through your rotation fast enough to make it efficient. You know what I mean? They should definitely buff. Yeah, that's another thing. You're right. Immolation trap should be buffed. Where's Discord? Hold on a second. Ugh. And I would also say the other problem we run into the fact that You think they're going to buff it? I don't know. They also, the problem is we have too many abilities. Like for the melee hunter, oh damn it, my brain. I'm sorry guys, my brain really isn't working today. I haven't had enough sleep. Black arrow is what I'm trying to say. So if you think about the rotation, right? Like you have black arrow, right? So here's the rotate. Like you would like to do black arrow first. You would like to go black arrow if you can, you know. So send pet, you know, plus mark target, right? Then you're going to want to use black arrow because it increases your damage. Then if you can, it would be nice to also toss in a serpent sting, right? Then you want to apply immolation emo trap, right? I'm just going to call it emo trap because emo trap increases your damage with your melee. Then you're going to go into raptor, mongoose, counterattack, explosive shot, and actually we didn't even put explosive shot in here. I would say you probably want to do explosive shot here, right? So, I mean, this is kind of the rotation. I mean, that's a pretty lengthy rotation, right? And it's very difficult to even get all this stuff off. So what I would do, and one thing that they did in Turtle WoW, actually something they did in Turtle WoW, was they actually had a talent that when you talented into a certain talent, your Raptor Strike automatically applied Serpent Sting. And one of the ways that I think I would like to do that here. I think one of the things we could do, I would like that as well. I think that we should, auto apply Serpent Sting with Mongoose Bite. Okay, I would like to add that maybe we can add that as a Mystic Enchant. I think that's great, right? That's going to give us more damage and it's going to be easier to get our rotation out. And then the other thing we could do is I would like to auto apply something else, like maybe. I mean, the Immolation Trap is hard to land on Melee Hunter, so it'd be cool to maybe. I mean, this would be really overpowered, possibly, but I would like Explosive Trap to deploy Immolation Trap. This would be so cool, right? Like, this would be really cool, because the problem we have is it takes too long to get things out on a Melee Hunter. It takes way too long. If you could go in and if you could shoot an Explosive Trap, or if you could do, did I say Explosive Trap? Not Explosive Trap. I'm sorry, Explosive Shot, right? Explosive Shot. And did I say up here Explosive? Yeah, I did say, okay, Explosive. It would be cool if Explosive Shot deployed Immolation Trap at that location. That would be incredibly helpful for a Melee Hunter. And I would make this a Mystic Enchant as well. A Mystic Enchant, blue, right? And this would also be Mystic Enchant, blue, okay? And so let's take this. One of the problems with Melee Hunter is here, let's put it in a new line, one of the problems with Melee Hunter is the amount of abilities you need to land in a short window. Typical rotation is quite lengthy, right? To fix this rotation, the following Mystic Enchants could be added. Auto apply Serpent Sting with Mongoose Bite, Mystic Enchant blue. Explosive Shot deploys Immolation Trap. Now, the thing with this though is Explosive Shot's on such a short cooldown that wouldn't really work, because I mean Explosive Shot's like so it would almost have to be like. So this probably wouldn't work. So we're going to have to come up with a better way. But we do need, let's get rid of this. What we do need is another way to root people in place long enough that we can get off explosive Immolation Trap. So I think I would say Grappling hook. Grappling hook roots the target for 2 seconds. This allows the deployment of immolation trap more easily on target, since okay, so we've got since Firewatch Mystic Enchant increases the damage of where's the one that does it per stack? Yeah, it's this one. This fire increases the damage of Mongoose Bite, Raptor Strike, and Counterattack. Increase the damage of Mongoose Bite, Raptor Strike, and Counter Attack. When Immolation Trap is up on the target. So, yeah, so typical rotation is quite lengthy. Send pet, mark, mark target, black arrow, service ding, want to apply emo trap, explosive shot, raptor, mongoose, counterattack, explosive shot. To fix this rotation, following mischance could be added. Auto apply service ding with mongoose bite. Grappling hook roots the target for 2 seconds. This allows the deployment of immolation trap more easily on the target, since Firewatch Mystic Enchant increases the damage. The mongoose bite, raptor strike, and counterattack when immolation trap is up on the target. So I mean, these are things I would do to really fix Melee Hunter. Yeah. I think, and I do think, like, also, I think Aspect of the Turtle, if we look, I think also a buff, I would buff Aspect of the Turtle. So here you can see that it reduces damage taken by 40%, and your movement speed cannot exceed 80% of normal speed. I would remove the movement speed, right? So let's go ahead. I think we should fix this as well for Melee Hunter, right? Let's see. The problem here is a lot of people are going to complain that also needed changes for Melee. I would remove the debuff to movement speed when Aspect of the Turtle is up. And what else? It would be nice, like, I would probably reduce the cooldown to 1 minute. Now the thing is, reducing the cooldown to 1 minute, I think that we're going to have to somehow have a different Aspect of the Turtle for Melee Hunters versus Aspect of the Turtle for other hunters. Now, this only works if you're if you primary, like, I don't know how they would do this. Now this only applies to hunters that are survival hunters. I don't know how we would do that, you know what I mean? Because we don't want, like, regular hunters, and I don't know if, like, regular, like, marksman hunters or BM hunters are using Turtle. I don't think they are using Turtle, so I don't think that we really need to specify this. But I do think I would reduce it to 1 minute. Yeah. So, anyways, I think these changes right here could make Melee Hunter work. It would also make Survival Hunters stronger, but again, I think Marksman Hunters and BM Hunters aren't really going to be using Turtle. I don't think they use the Turtle. I think they use a different thing. Like, they're using, like, if you look at, what is that stupid window up? What is this shit? If you look here and go to Artifact, right? Artifact. I think like a lot of hunters are using like post haste. Some hunters are using binding shot. I mean, defense of the turtle isn't really that great if you're like a ranged hunter because you don't ever really want to be getting hit anyway. You're probably better off using something like binding shot because it prevents people from moving outside of the binding shot. And since you're at range with like a marksman hunter, binding shot makes a lot more sense. Like you shouldn't be like standing next to a bunch of. I mean, defense throw is going to be good, sure, if like warriors charge you and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, you know, you can always just disengage, and with post haste, it's going to increase your movement speed. So like if a warrior charges you, rogue opens up on you, you can always counter. You can always deterrence. And once deterrence is gone, you just disengage. And when you disengage, you're going to get this nice movement speed increase. You're going to be able to easily like kind of get some distance. If I was a marksmanship hunter or a BM hunter, I would not be using defense of the turtle. I would most likely be using binding shot or post haste, right? Honestly, personally, myself, if it was me, I would probably go post haste because the cooldown in here is what? It's a 40-second cooldown, whereas your disengage is only a 25-second cooldown. You can also, you know, so I mean, to me, you know, if you wanted to, you could probably even Mystic Enchant, maybe, I don't know if you can Mystic Enchant into Survival Tactics, but you could, right? If you Mystic Enchant to Survival Tactics, it would reduce your disengage by 4 seconds, and now you're down to a 21-second disengage, which would play into your post haste. Like every 21 seconds, you're going to be able to get a 40% movement speed increase that lasts for 6 seconds. You know, I would rather have that than just this 40% reduction speed, you know, or 40% damage reduction that reduces your movement speed. I just say, okay, so great. You don't take as much damage for 40 seconds, but if you're getting hit by a warrior, you're getting hit by a rogue, it's not like you're going to get away. As soon as this disappears, you're still taking a shit ton of damage, right? I would rather have something that allows me to get away from the rogue and get away from the warrior, as opposed to something that just says, well, for 8 seconds, I'm not taking as much damage from you, but as soon as that's gone, you're going to beat my ass anyway, right? So I don't really think buffing Turtle really helps BM and Marksman, but it definitely helps a melee hunter. Okay? Okay? So anyways, that's my thoughts on how to make melee hunter a lot better. But yeah, the grappling hook is huge. Like if you had because think about grappling hook. Like a lot of times the problem with melee hunter against not really a mage. I don't really worry about mages too much. The problem with the melee hunter against the warlock and a shadow priest and a regular hunter is you have a hard time getting to them, right? A smart warlock, a shadow priest, they're just going to fear you, right? A hunter is going to disengage away from you if he realizes that you're trying to get on him, right? But with grappling hook, that stuns for 2 seconds, you just boom. You grappling hook right to the target, you're on top of them, you stun them, you deploy your immolation trap before they know what's going on, you've already hit with explosive shot, your pet's on them. Like, if they try to get away, you can just root them with your pet, right? With your web. And you're already hitting them with, like, Raptor Strike. Your Mongoose Bite's going to automatically apply Serpent Sting. And you've already hit him with, you know, your explosive shot, and you're hitting him with your counterattack. So before they know what even happened, you've applied, like, 3 dots. You've got your bleed dot, you've got your black arrow. Like, it'd be nice if black arrow was automatically applied, right? But I think that would be going too far. I think you're just going to have to apply black arrow before you grapple, which is fine. It's an instant shot. So your rotation would be basically send pet, mark, black arrow, grappling hook, immolation trap, explosive shot, raptor strike, mongoose bite, counterattack. That would be your rotation, and then into probably explosive shot again. And I think that rotation would be pretty easy to get off with the grappling hook that has a 2-second stun. So again, these are the kind of things that when I see private servers build out like Melee Hunter, I don't see them ever really thinking this stuff out. I don't think they really understand the mechanics well enough to understand how to really make a Melee Hunter work. Like, I've seen Turtle Wild try to do it, and they just fucking fucked it up. Like 3 ways to Sunday. It's terrible. You know? So, but yeah, think about having aspect of the turtle on a 1-minute cooldown. Now we could, my defense of the turtle, we could take out of my defense of the turtle macro. We could take out, let's see, my trinket. Because right now when I'm doing defense of the turtle, I'm also using Roar of Sacrifice. I don't know like we need to create a weak ore for that. I don't know what the cooldown is on Roar of Sacrifice. Let's take a look. And I don't know if we want to couple that with defense of the turtle, We also have a trinket. Now my trinket just procs every time I'm using like Raptor Strike, every time I use my macro, because it's such a short cooldown, so I don't think that's really a problem. So if you look at my Raptor Strike macro, it's going to use my trinket, my Charm of Valor, every time I do this. And pretty much whenever I do this is when I'm on a target hitting them. So we do want to, in most cases, use this trinket here. And what this does is it increases my block dodge and parry rating by 80 for 10 seconds, but it's on a minute cooldown. So it's like, you know, macroing that into my Raptor Strike seems pretty much like a no-brainer, right? Because it's going to be almost any time I engage a target and start hitting them physically, melee right in their face, this trinket's pretty much going to be off cooldown because it's such a short cooldown. So it's a way to start off any kind of an encounter. If you wanted to really min-max, you could take it off of that and just say, well, if a target's stunned or if they're not hitting me, I don't want to use that trinket because it's kind of a waste. I mean, you could really min-max that, but then you're looking at creating so many different keybinds and it just makes combat a little bit more complicated than I think it should be. And then the other thing is, like I said, the defense of the turtles automatically doing my Roar of the Sacrifice. You may want to pull that out. But typically, if you're throwing up your defense of the turtle, it's because you're taking a shit ton of damage. So I think macroing in Roar of Sacrifice with turtle seems to make a lot of sense. So I think that's fine. And plus, it just makes the gameplay a lot more simplistic. You're not worrying about, again, having 10,000 different macros. So I think we've done pretty much everything we can do for this character as far as... I don't know of a way to make her stronger or better. Like, I mean, we could look at some... I've looked at the talents. I've looked at the Biscuit Enchants. I've looked at gear. There's still some gear that we probably can upgrade. You know? Maybe. But... And really just that, like, my weapon, my bow doesn't have an enchant. But I don't see any kind of an enchant that'll help my bow as far as when I'm not shooting my bow. Most of the enchants on the bow are like, oh, increase the damage of your bow when you're actually using it. So, you know. That's what I'm talking about. Auctions. So I bought a couple books because they're on sale. If you guys don't know, on the store right now, this is the best way. If you want to make money, the Craftsman Codex is only 18 DP right now, but it's still selling for the same amount of gold that it sells for when it's 25 DP, which is around 300 gold. So I bought a couple of these for like 36 DP, which is like, you know, I don't know, whatever, not that much. And then I just sell them on the auction house for like 300 gold a pop. So, but if you look at consumables, item enhancement, and go to blue, you're going to see kind of the different types of things you can enchant your gear with. And they're expensive. If you truly want to make money on this server, Duck, the best way to do it would be able to craft these leg enchantments. Now, I'm assuming it's leatherworking, but I don't know. Like if we go through here, let's see if we can figure out how to make these leg enchantments. I'm assuming it's leatherworking. Also the cloak lining, like these here, like these. Like, how do you make prophetic aura? Like, how is this created? Is this something you're buying? Is this something that... It doesn't look like the craft. It almost looks like something you're buying from Reputation, but I have no idea. I don't know where this comes from, but it sells for 319 gold. And the one that, the Warrior's Might, adds 10 stamina, 10 strength, and 8 armor penetration. You said armor penetration kind of sucks. 18 spell power hit rating to a leg or head slot item. Now, the one I was using, I don't even see. So it's actually sold out. Like, these things are selling like candy. Because the ones that I have on my helm, it's not even in the auction house right now. It's gone. It's completely gone. Because it was, let me see. It was this one. 24 attack power, 10 stamina, 10 hit rating. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but they're all sold out on the auction house. But yeah, if you really want to make money, figure out how to get those things and put those up in the AH, and you're going to make a shit ton. Yeah, I don't think Dutch is going to respond. I mean, he hasn't responded to any of my the last time he responded was when I said, keep up the good work, loving the server. And then I said all these Halloween sales, but Craftsman Codex is not on sale. And then I mentioned that there's some latency, but he didn't respond to that. And then we've done this how to fix Ascension melee under, grappling hook, giving strap, scatter shot, some things. Typical rotation is lengthy, fixed rotation, can be auto apply some mongoose bite, grappling hook, stun. I will assume the debuff. Yeah, I think those are all. I mean, they may. I think on the surface, people would be like, "Oh, those seem like overpowered," but they're not really overpowered to Melee Hunter. You know, because Melee Hunter definitely has some. You know, there's some challenges. You got some challenges for sure. So is this your rotation, JR? Life Tap, Curse of Elements, Haunt, Shadow Bolt ×2, Trinket, Death Coil, Corruption, Unstable. Yeah, Warlocks tend to have a pretty long rotation. The thing about Warlocks, though, is you don't... I mean, if you get the rotation off, you're going to do, like, insane damage, but you don't even need to get that big rotation off to do... Like, you don't even... Oh, it's because I put this... Do you like the baby spider over the... I kind of like the little plague bat. But we can do the baby spider if you like that better. Let's see. Companions... I've been going with the plague bat because he's kind of cool. But we can do the baby spider. I'm probably gonna go to take a nap pretty soon. I didn't get any sleep last night because I had to work till 1 in the morning, and then I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, and then I had to work again at 9 in the morning, and I'm just fucking... I'm beat. This is why I've been getting sick so much, because I just haven't been able to get sleep. It has GCDs, yeah. Got a paladin coming up behind us. All right, let's jump back down here. I think we can get a... We got some... What we got going on over here? Oh, he's sapped. So make sure he doesn't get opened up by a rogue. The other thing too with the melee hunters, I struggle sometimes wondering what should be my opening shot, my opening ability. Like, I don't really want to, like, if I charge in, a lot of times it doesn't really work out too well. Sometimes it's better to have like a delayed initiation, like let other people initiate first. Like here, other people initiate. You know, go in. Maybe I can put this guy to sleep, disengage. I don't know, shadow meld. A lot of times it's just like, what do I? You know, there's a lot of people here. It's not always easy to know what to do. The melee hunter's not good in a team fight, really. Got a rogue around here somewhere. Kind of waiting for this rogue to open. All right, let's get on this guy. Yeah, see, we're screwed here. I can't do shit. I can't even move. I don't know why, but I can't move. I can't target. Tab target doesn't work. Jesus Christ. It took me 10 years just to target this hunter. Now you're dead. You're just dead. Ah! I was having trouble with the screen rotation, and I couldn't get that hunter target. I'm like, tab, 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 tab. It's like, fucking target this guy already. I think I've had too much coffee. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, my rotations feels like it's too fast for some reason right now. Maybe I hit my... Yeah, I'm going to slow down the screen rotation. I don't know, I'm going to have to adjust that a little bit. Hey, we're winning. I think I made the coffee too strong this morning. My hand's shaking. That and lack of sleep, dude. Lack of sleep and too much coffee, not good. I'm a little bit, I feel like I'm going to puke. Too much caffeine. Nonsense. That is my name, right? Caffeine injected. Well, we definitely are injected with a lot of caffeine. Okay, Black Arrow, right? Serpent Sting. We're going to root with our pet. He's going to trinket that, or it looks like he did. Now he's coming out. Okay, we're going to feign death to drop all these ranged casters in case they targeted me. Then we're going to go back in. Serpent Sting, we can't root, so we're going to back off. There's just too many people here. Let's just do some range damage. Alright. Black arrow's not up. I always forget about explosive shot. I'm still like forgetting about actually using explosive shot. I fucked up that disengage. Explosive shot, explosive shot. We're fishing for kill shot, kill shot, kill shot, kill shot! Okay, kill shot. Root, boom. Right? Explosive shot. He's gonna bubble. Right? Okay, black arrow. Okay, now we're fishing for kill, He bubbled. Never mind. I was waiting for that bubble. It took him forever to bubble. He waited way too long to bubble. That was a mistake on his part. We're gonna fish for rogue. No rogue. And then we got rooted by something. I don't know what. I guess the serpent trap rooted me. Yeah, I had way too much caffeine. I'm so hyper on caffeine right now. Okay, black arrow if we can get to it. Kill shot, kill shot, kill shot. Okay, everybody's dead. Okay, let's try to get this. I don't really want to engage. Okay, now we can engage. Alright. Explosive shot, black arrow, kill, kill, kill. I'm dead. Kill shot, kill, boom, he's dead, 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 dead. Kill shot, kill shot, kill shot, kill shot. Yeah, well, I think I'm going to take a nap and then get something to eat, then I'll feel way better. Right now I'm just too much caffeine and nothing in my stomach but coffee. Okay, let's do a freezing trap. Let's put down a snake trap. Let's put down an explosive trap. Just start doing some damage, range damage. Kill shot, going for kill shot, kill shot, kill shot, kill shot. No. Okay, let's put the warrior to sleep. Warrior's asleep. Warrior's still asleep. Let's go ahead and set my pet on him and see if I can root him. Pet's going for the root. Okay, whatever. Let's disengage around here, maybe. Black arrow, kill. Can't do anything. I'm fucked. Putting down traps. Oh, killing shot, nice. Scatter shot.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah, I'm screwed. Yeah, I'm screwed. Yeah, my hands are literally shaking here, like really shaking. I think whatever caffeine must really be kicking in right now, because I'm like, my hands are just shaking. I think I made the coffee too strong this morning. Ooh. Are we doing any damage? Not really. And you can see we're doing all that shit, and yet our damage sucks. Like, we're going through all those abilities, doing all those things, and yet we're doing, like, very little damage. And it's not like we can't do damage. Like, if I get on a target and get my rotation off, I do a ton of damage. The problem is, that's the problem. Getting on a target, getting the rotation off. That's the problem. And that's why the stuff I sent to Dutch is all revolving around fixing those two things. How to get on the target, how to stick to the target, and how to get your rotation off quickly. That's, you know, that's the key. Like right here, I'm going to get on this, him, boom, boom, you know. And we did, like, in that 2-second window right there, we did about 3,000 damage, right? Okay, here we're going to do black arrow. Boom. And he's pretty much dead. We're going to try to get on this guy. Wing clip. Dead, right? Okay, explosive shot. Wing clip. Okay, explosive shot. Immolation trap. Trinket. We can't trinket. It's on cooldown apparently. Oh no. Actually, it wasn't on cooldown. I was hitting the wrong button. And now I'm dead. I keep hitting the wrong keybind for trinket. Like constantly. I keep hitting the wrong keybind. I'm going to have to fix that. Yeah, I gotta get off. I'm feeling really sick right now. Like I'm gonna throw up. I didn't realize how much coffee I guess I drank this morning. Or I think I made the coffee way too strong because I don't measure out my coffee. I grind up the beans and I just throw it in there. I usually make it pretty similar, but looks like this time I didn't. He's dead. Okay, so 23,000 damage. 5 killing blows. Yeah, well, the problem I have is my trinket is control mouse wheel up on my paladin, and on my hunter it's control mouse wheel down, and I keep fucking it up. So control mouse wheel up sends my pet. So it's always been send my pet to attack. Control mouse wheel up. So if I change it, not only do I have to get used, I don't really have to. So it's just weird. It's like I gotta really train my brain to say, okay, now control mouse wheel down sends my pet, which is really weird. I always try to make scroll wheel actions represent the motion of what's happening. So if like I'm on a mage and I blink forward, if I blink, it's always shift mouse wheel forward. Hey, what's up, Redak? So it's like, you know what I mean? Because it makes sense. You're blinking forward, so shift mouse wheel up. If I'm doing a charge with my warrior, same thing, shift mouse wheel up, it's a charge. If I do a kick, mouse wheel up, kicking forward. If I do send pet, control mouse wheel up, sending my pet right forward. So it's like my brain just seems to handle keybinds better when what's happening on the screen is kind of mimics the motion of the keybind, of the wheel, the mouse wheel. So doing control mouse wheel down to send my pet to attack feels very counterintuitive. But what's happening, what we can do, I think, is this. Actually, I'm not hitting control mouse wheel up to use my trinket. I'm hitting control mouse button 4. So we can move the trinket to here. And move this to wherever my control mouse wheel up is. Which I think is... I have no idea. Let's see, here's my trinket. Where is control mouse wheel down? I must have made a specific. It's this one, right? So this goes here. And this is going to go here. Okay? And that's okay, because normally, like, deterrence for me is control. I think control mouse wheel down might be what I use for deterrence normally anyway. So I think this will work well. Yeah. Still, control mouse button 4 is not a quick keybind for trinket, which is kind of unfortunate. You know. Okay. In fact, it's really clunky. Yeah, we need a better keybind from my trinket. We need something that I can just hit very, very quickly, like something like F key, but I'm using F already, so. Tease flare. What's shift mouse wheel up, send pet, control mouse wheel up? I don't even remember control mouse wheel up. I think control mouse wheel up is send pet as well. You know what we could do? Well, no, we can't do that. I'm just thinking. So control mouse wheel up dismounts me and tells my pet to attack the nearest target. It's really useful when I get sapped by rogues. Shift mouse wheel up sends my pet and marks the target with Hunter's Mark. Yeah, so we just have to come up with a better keybind for trinket, because a lot of times I'm not getting the trinket off in any kind of quick fashion, so. Ooh, wait a minute. I got it. Because we're not using this for anything. Oh no, we are. We're using it for that. Let's switch these. Like, I don't really use rapid fire that much. I use it every once in a while, but not a lot. We could make the trinket shift mouse wheel, button 5. It's much easier to hit. Because I don't have to move my pinky to the control key. You know, holding the shift key is a lot easier than moving my pinky down to control. It just... because it doesn't really have to move that much. In fact, my pinky rests, my pinky's natural resting position is on the shift key. So to do a shift, do a shift macro is really easy because my pinky's already on the shift key. to do like a control, I have to move my pinky down to control, and it takes a little bit longer. So that'll work. I think that's better. But now we've changed 3 keybinds, so now I'm going to be fucking up 3 different keybinds. we gotta remember that that deterrence is now control mouse button down, and attack increasing my range attack speed is control mouse button 4, and trinket is shift mouse button 5. So, all right, I'm gonna go because I feel really sick right now. I had too much coffee. I think I'm gonna find something to eat, drink some water, go duel someone before. Go duel someone. I'll probably get killed. I haven't really done any dueling. Probably get my ass whooped. What we got here? We got a druid. You want to duel? You want? Jimmy! Says, you cannot duel in high risk. Hey, you kick my butt.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
No, he's just kicking my ass, dude. Oh man, that was crazy. Yeah, ouch. Ow. That person did good damage. I'm terrible at dueling, dude. Oh, sure. Let's see. I was in the wrong spec too. Like, well, I didn't trink on purpose. I didn't want to trink. I wanted to sit through the damage. So we sat through the damage, which let this person do all their rotations. So, okay. So this time, I guess we'll try to maybe trinket. I gotta remember what my trinket is though. What's my trinket now? It's control. Okay, control mouse button 5, right? We'll put down a trap and see if we can get him to. Okay, so we're gonna go control mouse button 5. I'm stunned. I can't do anything. Oh no.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh, what's my? I don't know how to do it. There it is. I couldn't remember what my ability was for deterrence. No. Damn. I feel like I can't do it. I can't move. I feel like I can't do anything. It's like just the damage. So that was so tough. Like, she's just on me, man. Like, I can't do anything. All right, let me. Okay, again, I guess. All right. Damn. We'll try some traps this time, see if we can get him in some traps. That way, at least if she opens up on me, I got like some semblance of, I don't know.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Woo. Oh, we got. You were big nice. You could have. Yeah, they were being nice. They could have healed there. Yeah. Oh, you didn't. I don't know what Ursula's. Oh, why do I get the mercenary thing? What is the mercenary thing? I don't know. Oh, it says she's got killing members of your own faction. That's weird. Oh, yeah, I don't ever duel much. You can see that I'm terrible at it. But so, oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit this out, man. Look at crazy, man.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Look at that. I can't do shit. Stunned. I can't even do anything. I'm stunned. Damn. Oh no! Yeah, it's just too much stuns. Wow. Stuns. Just, I'm CC'd. Yeah, I was just stunned so much, you know? Oh my god, run! The guards are attacking her! Oh my god. Oh. Look, I swear I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling you. I don't have any. It just says on PV. I don't know. Thanks for duels. Yeah, I'm not good at duels, man. I do no damage to bears. Oh, I'm terrible. Yeah, he thinks I'm straight PV all the time. I'm not gonna tell him that I do PvP, but not on Melee Hunter. So thanks. He said I'm doing good and I'm a quick learner. So, but yeah, his stuns, man, those stuns, I wouldn't know how to really like counter his stuns. Maybe like I don't know, man. The stuns is just hard to deal with. Let's. Thank you. Oh, anyways, we'll add him to friends list. Friend, Scrappy, Boss. Okay, I can't even whisper him right now, which is weird. Let me see. So. Let's watch the playback of that last duel. I want to see how many stuns he got, because it felt like a lot. I felt like I was stunned a lot. So let's take a look. I don't know what that is. Okay. I can't seem to get the stream to go all the way to the end. Come on. Hello, stream. All right. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you have to like reload it. I don't know what's going on. It's like it's not. Oh, I know what it's doing. There we go. He's got that like cyclone thing that kind of pulls me into it. Okay, so here we go. Now he's gonna open up, so I'm stunned, and it looks like it's the that's pounce, right? Like the druids do like a pounce, I think, which stuns you. So 3 or 4 seconds stun. Now I didn't trinket this one. When I got out of it, I just tried to do. What did we do? We didn't do anything. All we did is melee. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so I disengage. And I think I like to disengage because I want to get Black Arrow on him, right? But he re-engages so quickly, and he stuns. Look at that. I don't know if that was like the feral charge. See how he stunned here? I don't know if that was like the feral charge. Let me pull this up so I can see what you guys are saying. You think it's when AoE hits a non-dual player? Oh, okay. So I think... I think what he did here is I disengaged, and I think he did a feral charge, but normally feral charge is in bear form, right? Yeah, I think he did a feral charge. Yeah, you see it says right there. One of the nice things about my nameplates is it actually says the abilities of what the person's doing, which is really cool. So if you look at the nameplate, see it says feral charge. So it shows the name of the debuff that's applied. So I disengage. Now what we could have done is we could have disengaged and shadow melded. We might have made him not be able to feral charge, that he would have pressed the button to feral charge, missed the feral charge. That would have allowed us the split second I would have needed to apply Black Arrow. Because the reason I disengaged is I wanted to apply Black Arrow. Now we could also scatter shot him. We can't. The problem with scatter shot. This is another thing I wanted to do with the melee hunter. Is I wanted to create weak auras that track my deadly bite. The deadly bite is a cool ability, but it actually plays against scattershot because any damage to a target that has scattershot will break scattershot. So for me, using scattershot it can suck, right? Scattershot's not great against the target I'm fighting because they're always going to have my debuffs on them, right? So so scattershot's kind of pointless. And I think Wyvern Sting is the same thing. So another thing that sucks about melee hunter, actually that's another cool glyph would be another mystic enchant that would be really cool would be to allow the use of that would be allow for scattershot not to be broken by dots, because for a melee hunter that you need the way to get separation sometimes, because sometimes standing getting beat to death, you know what I mean? Now Scare Beast's a cast. Yeah, we could do Scare Beast, which we have right here on Shift X. The problem with Scare Beast is it does have a cast time, right? It's a 1.5 second cast. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, with yeah, the prop paladin would probably would probably do quite well against the druid. But yeah, Scare Beast is nice, but you know, if you did, there might be a glyph that removes the cast time. I don't think there is. Yeah. But if you had a glyph that would remove the cast time on Scare Beast, that would not be nice for Melee Hunter. You could just fear the Feral. You know what we could do? What we could do, Jaffo, is, you know, getting the freezing trap off. And I think the freezing trap doesn't get broken by damage, does it? Let's see. Place a trap that freezes the first enemy. Any damage caused will break the ice. So again, freezing. See, that's the problem with the Melee Hunter is all of my CC is broken by damage, and my build applies dots, right? Like a lot of my damage is dot damage. You know, Black Arrow. I've got bleeds. My explosive trap does fire damage. Like all my damage is like applying dots. So all of my CC is rendered pretty much useless, right? So that brings up another point, though, and this is something we talked about the other day that, Duck, you said was garbage, but I thought might not be garbage. I think it could be quite strong, and that is this. If we go with entrapment, what we could do against a lot of classes that we struggle with, you know, is we could just root them with entrapment. Yeah? We could throw, like, so if we throw down our frost trap or our snake trap, we're going to root people. And that's going to give us time to get away just so we can apply Black Arrow, so we can apply Serpent Sting and re-engage. Because being able to move away and imply like Serpent Sting and Black Arrow, it does help, right? How to choose Melee Hunter? There's really no way to choose Melee Hunter. It's just a talent build, you know? Hey, QDF, it's just more about like building into talents that kind of work for Melee Hunter. There isn't really a lot of options for Melee Hunter on this server. You know, like the only real option, because there's different, like with the enchant system that they have here, there's the artifact. You have one artifact enchant, you have one legendary enchant, and then you have 3 epic enchants. So really, these 3 enchants are what define kind of how you're going to play your character, really. And so on the legendary enchant, the only legendary enchants you have are these, and really, out of all of these, the only one that really fit a Melee Hunter, really, is Blood Tracker Deadly Bite. Possibly Stampede. Summon a herd of stampeding animals from the wilds that deal 16 physical damage to your enemies over 6 seconds. The animals run up to 30 yards in front of you. Enemies struck by the stampede take increased damage from you and your pet by 3% for 20 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. Enemies' movement speed are also reduced. I mean, this, actually, we should try this one, because people do run away from me sometimes. I mean, it would be kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah, Doug's probably right. It's more a survival hunter who's trying to figure out how to not to get killed. But really, like, I don't think I've ever seen a hunter on this server use Stampede. I actually don't think I've ever seen this used. So one thing we could do, Duck, would be to build away from dots, but that's going to be difficult. If we built away from dots, we wouldn't use explosive shot, right? So if we went away from dots, we wouldn't use Black Arrow, we wouldn't use explosive shot, right? We wouldn't use Deadly Bite. So all our damage would have to be like physical damage. If we went that route, we would have a lot more CC, but I think our overall damage would decrease significantly, right? Yeah. Well, that's not... I disagree with that. I think my character does good damage. We killed that druid in one duel, but it's because I think he screwed something up. Like, I do damage. Like, I don't think that that's true. I think I do pretty decent damage. Like, if you look here, let's look at this duel. Now, remember, I'm like CC'd. So far, I've been CC'd the entire time, right? I don't know why my pet wasn't on him. I don't know if I didn't tell him to attack or what, right? I'm already at half health. Let's see if I get any damage out at all on this one. Now I'm stunned again, it looks like. See, look, I'm stunned. Now he's healing. That was a long-ass stun, too. I got the trap off. I'm not really... And now he's in bear form. I mean, so in that duel, he just absolutely annihilated me, right? You can see, I think this is the duel that we actually, well, do we? We're almost dead. But you can see we got him about half health, right? And he won. I think that was the first duel, right? Yeah, that was the first duel. Here's the second duel. Okay, so disengage. Again, look how long I'm stunned. Now we turtle. Now we're just trying to get off our melee damage. All right? I mean, look, you can see we're doing damage. We had him down to half health. Now we're going to get Black Arrow off. Well, I guess not. We should have got Black Arrow off. No, and he killed me there. Where's the duel that I won? I actually won one of these duels. Now it's okay there. This time we got Black Arrow off, and it's interesting. The reason he's laughing because I got slinged around like a yo-yo. Check this out. So this is a funny one. And this one we got Black Arrow off, which makes me wonder if that's why we killed him. Okay, so this one I put down some traps, which is it kind of feels cheesy that I have to put down traps in a duel, but I mean really that's where a lot of my damage comes from. And my fire damage really, or my increased damage really is predicated on kind of explosive traps. So we get explosive trap and snake. So we got 2 traps on him. That's obviously going to increase my damage by quite a bit. Now we disengage here, but he throws this down, so it's gonna suck me back in. So I think he might jump here. Let's see. See, he jumps. See that? He did his feral charge, but he missed because his ability here, whatever this is, sucked me in. That's why he starts laughing. And now because this sucked me in, it got me ranged to do Black Arrow. So we get Black Arrow, now he's laughing. We get Black Arrow, and we get... And now we're actually, you can see, now we're kicking his ass, right? Look at his health. He's almost dead. I'm just looking at my damage. Look at my counterattack, only hit him for 187. I don't know. So I guess the kill shot got him? Evade. Where's the kill shot damage, though? I didn't see the damage. I'm looking for the blow that actually killed him. You see, kill shot's up, but I got to get range to use it. So I'm trying to disengage here, right? Right here we disengage, and we should be shooting kill shot. It's not up. I guess he got up a little bit above the threshold. We hit him with something. There's kill shot. So kill shot is what killed him, but for some reason I'm not seeing the damage of it. I don't know why. And that was the first time we won a duel on the server. He was laughing. So I guess the Ursel must have been the Ursel. When he said the Ursel fucked over, now I understand what he meant. So the Ursel was I think that tycoon. And the reason it fucked him over is because he charged, and his feral charge missed, because his thing pulled me back into it like a rubber band. Yeah, he was losing a lot when he was in cat form. Yeah. Yeah, so in cat form, well, so the problem with the melee hunter, as you can see, is you're very susceptible to getting killed if you're getting CC'd. Like, you don't do well when you're getting CC'd as a melee hunter. You just don't have the survivability. And the feral has a lot of CC. They've got, I don't know, he's got the opening pounce, and then he's got the feral charge. But I think one thing that would be interesting, I don't know, like, I think one thing that would really help me against feral for sure would be the roots. Like, I really do think that going entrapment would help against any melee, right? Because I can kill a lot of melee up close, but if I'm getting into a situation where my health's low, entrapment will help because I can basically kite around them. You know, I can get them rooted and just sit there and kite. Because explosive trap, the cool thing about explosive shot, I keep saying explosive trap. The cool thing about explosive shot is I can use this up to 39 yards away, but I can also don't pay attention to where it says 5. Because of the Mystic Enchant charged up, I can use this in melee range. So I can be standing here and use explosive shot. I can be standing all the way over here and use explosive shot. So if I get a person rooted with my traps, I've got explosive shot, I've got black arrow, I've got serpent sting, I've got multi-shot, I've got arcane shot, and it gives me the chance to drop my traps, other additional traps too, right? So, I mean, the root could be pretty powerful. The other thing that I thought about doing was, like I said, would be to remove all dots from my build so that I don't do any dot damage. That way, Wyvern Sting. But the problem with that is then you're predicated on the fact that the person you're trying to CC is getting dotted by somebody else in the battleground, which you just can't count on that. Now, if you were doing arena, you could say, okay, I'm on a 2s team, your partner, and you say, hey, your partner would know that you might want to CC a target, and so he's not going to apply dots to that target. But then if you take away all your dots, where's your damage coming from? Like, where's your damage going to come from? At that point, you might as well. At that point, it's kind of garbage. You'd pretty much have to run a BM build, a BM hybrid build. So, and that would be interesting. So if we go into like specialization 2, right? And this is something that I haven't done because when you activate a different specialization, it resets all your bars. I don't know if it resets your. It doesn't reset the actual locations or the keybinds. So we just have to re-drag down the abilities, right? But we could set up some other specializations, right? So now we go into here. And so what we could do is we could do a hybrid build. And when I played Vanilla WoW, when I played Melee Hunter in Vanilla WoW, I ran a BM survival build, right? Try to find a prop value duel. I need to get something to eat, dude. I'm starting to feel a little better. I think the coffee's starting to wear off. Yeah, BM. Well, in Vanilla WoW, that's how I did Melee Hunter, and I could actually kill rank 13 warriors with my rank 13 Melee Hunter. I'm not even joking. I could kill them, and it was a hybrid build. But a lot of my damage was coming from my pet because my pet was very strong. The problem here is you can't get deep enough in the Melee Hunter build. I mean, in Beast Mastery, I think to get because what really helps you with the hybrid is to have intimidation, to have the pet stun. That really helps you quite a bit. Because your pet does a lot of damage, and you have pet stun, and then that allows you to kind of situate yourself. So, but let's take a look. If we went survival, why are there? Let me reset all talents. Oh, okay. Let's go to special. It looks like I've already put points in that one, so let's not use that one. Discard, activate. Like I said, I have 3 specializations. Here, all classes with plate armor is totally nonsense, reducing so much damage because there's just not enough armor. Yeah. So armor penetration would be good. Oh yeah, so if we went with a melee hunter, or we went with a hybrid, we would definitely go endurance training, right? This is just too good. I think we would want, I don't know if we really need thick hide. The thing that I've seen with pets is like, my pet doesn't die my pet hardly ever dies. Like, pets are tanky as fuck. So I don't even know if you would go thick hide. You know, I would go here maybe, and then all damage caused by you is increased while your pet is active. I wouldn't go with aspect of the hawk because it's only ranged attack damage, right? I don't care about that, right? Yeah. Plate, it reduces physical damage. Yep. And armor penetration kind of helps counter that. You know, that's how people counter that. So we would go here, and then I would just go here, probably. This is going to all damage caused by you is increased by 2%, and the critical strike chance of your pet's special ability is increased by 20% while kill command is active. I don't really understand if that means when kill command has been used, I guess, probably. All right, and then we're going to go with aspect mastery, right? And then we're going to go with increases the speed bonus of your aspect of the sheet, aspect of the pack, and increases your speed while mounted. We don't need that, so we're going to go here. And we're going to go here. Okay, so this is what we would do. We would go at least this far into BM, because now our pet's going to do a lot more damage, And he's going to have his pet stun. Now, Bestial Wrath isn't very far down the tree either. Interesting. I wonder why I didn't look at this before. I didn't realize it was so high up. Okay, so let's go improved men pet, reduce the mana cost. While your pet is active, you and your pet regenerate 1% total health and increases your healing done to you and your pet. Increase your pet's attack power, increase your duration of your master's call. Reduce the mana cost of your men pet spell and gives the men pet spell to chance of cleansing. We could try improved men pet. I don't know if we really want to go with it. Increases the armor value of your pet and your armor. Yeah, why not? All right, so now how many points do we have left, right? So now we go into survival. And I think we have 20 left. So we're going to go here. Going to go here. Here. Reduces damage taken. Reduces all damage taken by 2%. Yeah, I like the reduced damage. I like scatter. We're not lock load is not really going to work for us because we're not going to get down to explosive shots. So, okay, we want this. See that's as far as we can get. So you're missing out on some nice abilities. You're missing out on counterattack, right? Because this basically your Magus has 8% to enable use of counterattack. Well, we don't have counterattack, so we would need more. So we would have to go back into BM. So to do a hybrid, we wouldn't really be able to get Bestial Wrath, right? Yeah. Well, it depends on how the glyphs work. Your build is not valid. Check Bestial Wrath. You must... Like, I can't remember how the glyphs work, right? Like, how many... Because remember, you can only use glyph in certain areas. But we could try. Yeah, let's try. Let's do this. Let's do this. And we have that. And then let's go over here. And what we could do is, if we could get a deadly focus glyph, which I don't know if that exists, that would be 5 out of 5, which would be huge for us. And then we, but we can't. But remember, we can't get to the next tree by that. That doesn't work. You know what I mean? So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to put a glyph for this, and then I'm going to click counterattack. It doesn't work. The glyph doesn't apply actual points, so you're still going to be 4 points shy of getting counterattack. So the glyph would work better if we could put the glyphs in this tree. So what we'd want to do is we'd want to remove this, and we want to unlearn this, right? And we'd want to glyph these. We'd want to glyph Frenzy and Bestial Wrath. Now, how many points have we spent in this tree, though? I don't know how it does because there's a... Here, let's try it. I don't know how it does figures out which tree you can put glyphs in. I think it's based on which tree has the most points put into it, I'm assuming. So you got 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, 25 points. And here we've got, we've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 26 points. So that could work. If we put all our points in here, that would be 26. This would be 25. So I think then we could use blue glyphs in this tree because it doesn't have the most talent points. I think. And that way we could glyph Frenzy and we could glyph Bestial Wrath, right? Do your pet your stun too or just slow? What was that? Which ability? Which ability? The stun? This one? It just stuns someone for like 3 seconds. That's all it does. I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not sure. I still don't. Are you talking about my web? You talking about the web I use? I don't know what you mean. What's a normal ability at 60? Yeah, Duck, you lost me. I'm not sure what you're talking about. It's a normal ability on level 60. You talking about like my web? My web just roots people. It doesn't stun them. I wish it did. Anyways, so but I think if we did this, and then we went with all the rest of 10 talent points here, which would be here, here. I'm tempted to go entrapment. If we don't go entrapment, we would go hunter versus wild probably. This is going to increase my attack power by stamina, and then we're going to lose out on killer instinct though. So if we got rid of this, unlearn, and we went here, right? And then you'd go. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah, the pet. He's got it. Yeah. Let's just discard this. Yeah, there is one if you go to your pet. Let's see. Oh, he's not out. Oh. For some reason I can't. All my keybinds are jacked, so hold on a second. Specs. I better put all my abilities back on the bars where they were, or I'm going to be ticked. It's like... Yeah, he does have an ability. I don't know if my pet has it, because I have Roar of Sacrifice. Roar of Sacrifice reduces my chance to be critically hit, right? So I don't think I have the other one that you're talking about. We would have to go into here, here, and there's a... There's this one, but this just applies to the pet. There's Roar of Recovery, which restores mana, right? And when you're talking about spellbook, you're talking about my pet, right? You're talking about my pet's spellbook, right? Where is it? Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. My pet has reduces the cooldown of your pet's dash, Cobra reflexes, cower we don't use, calling the herd, natural armor. Yeah, I just have Roar of Sacrifice, so. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I mean, it's kind of the way they did it's interesting. Like they won't let you put glyphs in the same tree that's like your primary tree. You know what I mean? I don't think it would really work though. I mean, honestly, like going with that build that I was just looking at, I'm not sure that would really work. The only thing I don't like about going, you know, down into like Bestial Wrath here and then going into survival is that we lose out on so many survival abilities. Yeah. Yeah, but you're losing out on so many like melee, like you don't have relentless, you don't have hunting for sport, you don't have resourcefulness. Oh yeah, I know what the crossovers are. Yeah, but the crossovers don't work for. See, it says requires 30 beast mastery or 30 survival. So, oh, you know what? They won't work at all. They won't work at all. Like, I wouldn't be able to use these at all with that build because I would have 20... What was it? Like 25 points in one tree and 26 in the other. So neither tree would have 30. Yeah. So, like, if I wanted to do, like, for example, I was talking about I would go into and give my pet Frost. He says require 30 here or here. So, yeah, I wouldn't be able to use it. Oh, that's kind of bogus, really. They should say it requires, like, 20 or something. Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to use the crossovers. Yeah. So that's not even feasible. Not even feasible. Yeah. The Queen of Storm. What's up, DK? So, yeah, going back to... So, I mean, really, I'm just trying to think of other really weird builds we could do to try. I mean, I think the build I have is... For a melee hunter, it's the highest DPS the melee hunter is going to do as a melee hunter. I don't think you're going to get more damage out of the build than what I have, because it does do decent damage. You saw when I was hitting that Feral Druid when he was in cat form, I was doing good damage. But the problem is you're too susceptible to to getting locked out. Like stuns, like warrior stuns, warrior fear, shadow priest fear. You have a hard time surviving CC. Like, and you have deterrence, and you have turtle, right? Go 30 survival on crossover BM. I don't really think. Well, we can try 30 survival. Let's say we went 30 survival. We went here. We could get. I like the ranged. Let's say we went here. Let's not even get scattershot. Let's not even get scattershot. Let's because scattershot is nice, but it's only usable on targets we're not attacking. I still like it though. It is still nice though. Okay, so how many? I hate that it doesn't show how many points we've put into here, but we get 51 total, so we know if it says there's 30 left, we've used 21, right? So we're going here, here, Killer Instinct. So to get down to 30, we would have to get down to 20, right? Or 21, I guess, right? Right, 21, because we had 5, 10, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. That's 28. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't have that's Master's Call. Yeah, I don't have that. Do I have that? Maybe, you know what? It's funny, I probably do have that. I do. Dude. I'm such a noob. So I've had hey Duck, I've had this skill ever since I hit 60 and I've never keybound it. I didn't even know. So what is it? Okay, your pet tends to remove all roots and movement and pairing effects from it itself. Oh, but it's oh no, I did create the macro for it, dude. No. I did create a macro for it. I just forgot I had it. I think I created the macro for it. I just forgot I had it, dude. Where is it? Because I know I created a macro. Unless I got deleted when the server crashed. The server crashes so much if you create a macro, sometimes it disappears. Yeah, I don't. I know I did at one point have a macro that I created. Because I remember having to target, you have to target me because the pet removes it from a specific target. Where is it? Fuck. All right. I bet it got deleted. I bet what happened is I created it and the server crashed. I lost it and then got busy doing something else and forgot to put it back. And I wonder, you know what? I wonder if that's what I had on control mouse wheel down. Well, okay, we're really getting into the woods, and we're really getting into the trees here. The problem with that is now we're looking at yet another keybind. You guys know I'm struggling with keybinds as it is. But yeah, okay, so let's take a look at that ability. Yeah, that's gonna help. That definitely is gonna help. All right, so attempts to remove all roots and movement and pairing effects from itself and its target. And it makes you immune for 4 seconds. So it would work against, it would help against, I guess, rogues, mages, I guess any movement pair effect, maybe like a, wing clip. Nah, dude. It's annoying, dude. And it's not a PvP trinket, really, because it doesn't break stuns. The problem, honestly, Duck, it's not roots. The roots suck, sure. It's the full CC. It's the stuns, the rogue stuns, the fears. The fears are what work more than anything. And you saw that druid. That druid killed me in those duels, not because of roots. Although the roots hurt me, because he was rooting me. But what really kills me is the stuns, is being stunned, because I can't do anything. If I'm completely stunned, I can't attack. So the stuns hurt me more than anything, and Master's Call, unfortunately, does not break stuns. But it's still good. It's still good, and we'll definitely. And I did create a macro for that at some point, and I don't know what happened to it. I think it probably got deleted. I know I created a macro. I'm 100% sure I created a macro for this, and I think it probably just got deleted when the server crashed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I need to work on the dodging the stun. I mean, I definitely the shadow. Yeah, the shadow mode was something. Remember when I talked about the disengage? Like when that feral druid was on, I remember I talked about it when I looked at the video footage and I said, hey, if I disengage back, I may want to shadow meld because when I disengage, the feral's first instinct is to feral charge. So if I disengage and immediately shadow meld, I could make him miss his feral charge, and then I could get out Black Arrow. Getting out Black Arrow is big because it increases the damage he's going to take from me. And if he roots me, the Master's Call will help free me from the roots. So we just have to somehow survive his stun rotation bursts, right? And so if we can know when he's going to stun me, we can preemptive that with Roar of Sacrifice. I don't believe Roar of Sacrifice is usable when I'm stunned, is it? Yeah. Well, the thing is, the plate, like for example, like a paladin, the paladin only has one stun. Like he just has the Hammer of Justice, and so paladin actually, believe it or not, you'd be surprised. I can kite paladins a lot easier than a druid. Like a paladin, I mean, they'll hand of freedom, but I can, you know, I can put them in a freezing trap. I can scatter shot them. I can like disengage, wing clip. There's a lot of things I can do with a paladin, right? And a lot of my damage is going to go through plate armor. Remember, explosive drops fire damage. I've got fire damage and bleed damage, both which should go through plate armor. So I actually don't fear paladins as much as really the thing that I have trouble with is when I get locked down. When I'm completely locked down in stuns, that really hurts. And so the complete lockdown stuns, and then of course fear. Fear really hurts me because I can't do anything. Yeah. No, my main damage is not auto attack. Are you talking? My main damage. Whose main damage is auto attack? My main damage is not auto attack. My main damage is explosive shot, which is fire damage, right? My number one source of damage here. Look at that. is explosive shot. So 27% of my damage is probably fire damage. Then comes physical damage, mongoose. Then melee, counterattack. And the reason that counterattack isn't higher is because I was getting locked down too much. Normally counterattack would be up a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of my damage is physical though. This is physical, physical, but then this is bleed. So this is bleed damage, right? This is fire damage. So if you add up bleed and fire, we're looking at 27, 35. So like 40% of my damage is not physical damage. And that can go up a lot. Black arrow also is, I'm assuming that's shadow damage, right? I don't really know. I'm going to guess it's shadow. Where's black arrow? I'm going to have to discard this. But anyways, you know. No, but I don't think we can. No, I agree. I don't think we probably can kill. I think it'd be very difficult. I mean, I kill paladins and BGs all the time, right? I go one-on-one paladins, and yeah, if they're really geared and know what they're doing, yeah, I'm not going to win. Now warriors, the way I kill warriors is I just kite them. Like I kill warriors all the time in battlegrounds, but I have to kite them. I have to, like, you know, I can go up and hit them in their face a little bit, but then I just got to move away and use explosive shot, use black arrow, use serpent sting. You know, you basically soften them up. You soften them up, and then you go in for the kill. When they're down around 20% health, then you go in and you finish them off. But you can't let yourself get down below 20% because the warrior's going to execute you. Yeah, that's true. You're right. That's why the duel was so tough for me, because I can kill people in battlegrounds because I'm smart with positioning. Like I know when to attack and when not to attack. I'm very good with like knowing where to be, usually. But in a duel, with all that's out the window, it's just how good is your class versus the other class. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Are you saying if I can kill people when it's 2-on-1? I think anytime you go more into the BM tree, you're relying on your pet to do more damage. And if you're relying on your pet to do more damage, that probably means that you're not going to be in there. I think if you're relying on your pet to do damage, I don't know. I mean, is it going to be better? Probably, to be honest. The thing with putting damage in your pet is your pet doesn't, if people are CCing you, they're not usually CCing your pet. So if your pet does a lot of damage, then it starts to slowly negate the problem you have of being locked down. So if your pet's doing a lot more damage, let's say like right now my pet does, you know, I don't know. Like let's split out my pet damage here. I'm sure he doesn't do much, right? Unfortunately, we didn't reset this. You can see he did 9,182 damage in here, and I was doing what, 30,000. So that's not bad. You know, my pet's doing almost, you know, he's almost doing as a third much damage as I was doing. Or that's means you, well, fuck. Sorry. Oh, yeah, 31,000 versus 9,000. But that's not a good representation because I didn't reset it for like a duel, right? But I would say my pet probably does anywhere from 15 to 20% what I would do, right? So, but yeah, if you can get the pet up to where he's doing like 40 or 50% damage, then it starts to become an issue for people that would try to just sit and CC me, because my pet's gonna shred him pretty good, you know, if he's doing that much damage. So I've done, you know, I was playing on Turtle WoW, I think, and I was in a battleground on Turtle WoW, and I was having my pet was killing people while I was CC'd, and I had rogues complaining, "You're not doing anything. Your pet's doing all the work." And I'm like, "Oh, well, sorry. Cry some more." But yeah, so I don't really know, JR, the question. I don't think so. I mean, I don't really think it'd be a huge difference, to be honest. I think certain builds are going to work better against certain classes. Like, I think if you went 30 BM, Glyph melee, right? I think maybe it would be better. Hey, what's up, Sticksville? Thanks, man. I'm feeling kind of sick again already. I think it's because I'm only on a few hours sleep. So, because I was up working until 1 a.m. and then I had to go somewhere. I had to get up at 4:30, but You still feel like it's garbage? Yeah, I looked at the legendary enchants thinking, because today I was thinking there's got to be. Hold on a second, I need a drink. Because I was thinking there's got to be other stuff we can try. There just isn't a lot of options. Fire shot that tears through your enemy, causing them to bleed. This sends your pet into a frenzy. I wonder if barb shot would be worth using. What do you think, Duck? What about barb shot? We could. And then what's the other one you said that was the armor penetration? Was that? It's this one, the marksmanship mastery. I think one that we could do that would be funny as shit is Stampede. No one does Stampede. I don't think I've ever seen. I don't even think I've ever even seen this used. I don't think I've ever even seen Stampede used. I'm pretty sure I haven't. I don't even know what it looks like. You know what I mean? We should do Stampede just for the lols, right? You've been Stampede? I've never been Stampede. I already have it. No, dude, I've got it. Like, I've got it. I've got it, man. Oh, yeah, I've got 3 cats and a dog. Yeah, that sucks, man. Yeah, Stampede sounds like a meme. Well, it just sounds like a placement. Whenever I see something like this that says it sends something in front, my thought process is, well, as soon as I start to cast it, people are just going to move out of the way, right? Oh, it hits them a couple of times and they just disengage, or, they do whatever they can to get out of the way of the Stampede. Now, if the Stampede stunned people and made them sit there in a stun and do damage, then yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a PvE ability where the AI enemy mobs are just standing there getting stampeded on. They're not really doing anything to get out of the way, right? And there's this one, which allows auto shot stay shot used while moving. Again, that's more of a range type thing. There is barb shot, which is what most hunters use. Fires a shot that tears through the enemy, causing them to bleed. So, I don't know. I mean, Blood Track or Deadly Bite. The thing with this is it increases the damage that enemies take by my Raptor Strike by 10% up, and it stacks up to 5 times. The problem is getting 5 stacks, right? It's a Clown Hunter. Dude, Duck, you are 100% true. Yeah, if I went like it would totally be Clown. Yeah, you would definitely be Clown Hunter. Let's see. So then we can look at the epic ones. Like, what can we do with epic, right? Now there's Black Widow Strike, which is a pretty cool ability, but again, we don't roll with that because we were going with these other ones. Remember, we were going with Charged Up, which I like. We were going with Stalker's Mark. I like this because it increases Mongoose Bite and counterattack damage by 15% on targets marked with Hunter's Mark. So that's pretty significant. We do have a lot of people use this one. Your damaging hunter abilities reduce the cooldown of kill command by 2 seconds. Using kill command makes your pet charge to the current target if within 20 yards of it and deal weapon damage. I don't know. I'm not sure if that would be good or not. Fetch me their bones. I see a lot of hunters using that one. There's this one. A lot of hunters use this one. Increase the damage of your pet's special abilities by 10% while the hunter's marks up. After killing an opponent, yeah, that's grab, whatever. And then Joint Onslaught. Your multi-shot grants your pet. Nah, that's kind of garbage. Yeah, I don't know. Marked detonation is actually quite good. First time you apply Hunter's Mark, your target will 7% to your next ranged ability in the target will critically hit and restore mana. We don't really have a mana issue as much anymore as we used to because of resourcefulness. So that's not really as much of an issue. There's also, I actually did see a hunter running Lone Wolf yesterday, and they were top DPS in the battleground. I think. They might not have been top DPS, but they were up there. I saw a hunter running Lone Wolf. Increase your damage done by 10% as well as your ranged and melee attack speed by 15% while your pet's not active. The only problem with Lone Wolf is we lose the pet route, which I really like the pet route. It enables me to close. But yeah, I mean, increase your damage by 10% and your melee attack speed by 15%. Keep in mind that with the build, if we go to my build here, I already have. You don't think it's not melee? I mean, I just want to show you that my melee attack speed is already increased by 20%, right? I already have a 20% melee haste, right? So if we went with the other one, that would put my melee haste up to 35%. You know? Yeah, we'd be sitting at 35% melee haste. And so I mean, I don't think it's as good because you lose the pet's ability to root. We could also look at getting a different pet. There's the, I think the flying, like a carrion bird or something. Hold on a second. What is the best pet for PvP in Wrath of the Lich King? You know, which pet has the best special ability that can lock or stun enemy players? Actually, I think I asked ChatGPT this the other day, and it gave me a pretty decent answer, right? Best CC pet, non-BM, spider. See, they say the number one best PvP pet in Wrath of the Lich King is the Chimera. It has a 30% slow for 8 seconds, and it's up to 30 yards. Can be used while the pet is moving. Doesn't DR with roots or stuns. Amazing for kiting melee. So this says it's good for kiting melee. So you actually use this pet's slow to allow you to kite, which is interesting. And it lasts for 8 seconds. So, well, so if we want to kite more often as a melee hunter, and I'm using the spider, which has a 2-second root, although I don't think it's 2. I think it's longer than that. I think it's 3. I think it's 4, actually. Yeah, see, look, it's 4 seconds. It's a 4-second root, not 2-second. Crab has pin, which is also a 4-second root, which is the same as your spider, right? And then best range stun is Sonic Blast. So whoever has Sonic Blast apparently has a stun. And then apparently the Silithid might have a Venom Web. So we need to look at Ascension. Ascension, wow. Pet skills. Yeah, this is pet tree stuff though. It's not like special stuff. Pet talents. Oh, here's the abilities. Let's see if this does show the abilities correctly. I'm trying to find like a spider. You can tame a stone golem? What? So a turtle has shell shield, bite. Is there a spider in here? Wolf, of course, has furious howl. Let's just look for the skill. Here, right here. So here, web. For anything, so let's look through these skills. We've got web, which is a 4-second, right? Start at the top. Now, some of these might not be tameable because you might have to be a BM to tame them. You know, this one has a, what is this? Inflicts 100% weapon damage and immobilizes the target for 3 seconds. So, I don't know if all of these are available in Ascension, but this is from the Ascension database. Fan the flames, burns the target, dealing damage. What is this? And ignites the area. I wonder if these are really in the game. Like Abyssal? It says, I'm going to guess that it's not because it's level 70 to 71, right? Wasp has stings the target for nature damage. says while affected, the target cannot stealth or turn invisible. Again, not great. You know, bad attitude. Demoralizing Screech, which is the debuff. Poison. Sends a wave of force in front of the dragonkin, stunning the target. I actually really liked the fire elemental one. But anyways, there's definitely some different pets we can look at. There's an ice elemental. But again, I don't think a lot of these are in the game. Now the Wind Serpent has lightning breath. What about Gorilla? Gorillas have... Do gorillas have stun? I can't remember. Anyways, guys, I gotta get something to eat. Gorilla. Yeah, gorillas have the stun, right? Smack the enemy, causing damage. Here, pummel the target, interrupting spell casting, and preventing spell in that school from being cast for 2 seconds. So you could do a gorilla if you wanted to do like a spell like an interrupt, but I still think the web. I still think web's the best pet. But we can theory craft later after I come out, after I take a break. Yeah. But I mean, looking at the, I mean, I've gone through the Mystic Enchants before, and I really, you know, I haven't seen a whole lot. I mean, as far as the Mystic, the artifact, there's no choice. I mean, you have to go with Defense of the Turtle. There's just absolutely no choice on that one. Unless, the only other thing I could think of is if you wanted to, instead of being a melee hunter, you'd be more of like just a survival hunter who can do melee damage but does a lot of range damage. And then I think you could go with Binding Shot and play into traps and slows and basically just be like an annoying character that's hard to kill because you're basically going to slow people and trap them and, you know, just kind of kite them, you know, and be more of a kiting melee hunter. You could go with that build, which would still be more fun than BM because BM's kind of boring. But you're not, it's going to, again, it's not going to be, I don't know. It's not going to be the best. What was the fire ability that we got rid of? No, I haven't. I mean, I haven't tried it yet. If we go to here. If we did go with that, I think what we would do is we would go, I mean, we could try 30 into, I mean, really, what would be better? Would we go 30 here? Like, how far can we get with 30? Let's take a look. So if we go 30 here, we got to get down to what, 21, right? What if we didn't go here? Well, we just have to go 30, right? This is 30. So let's say we did like 30. We don't have relentless. So you now, Duck, you were saying that expertise sucks. So I mean, hey Duck, how do you know that expertise sucks? Like, I haven't tested out relentless. It would be worth knowing for sure if expertise doesn't work or if it is really bad because. Duck, I wish Duck was here. Duck, are you there, Duck? I want to know because if Relentless doesn't work, then, because I go all the way down into Hunting for Sport, which increases the damage of my melee abilities on targets under 35% health by like 18%, which is a lot, right? Makes me more dangerous on people that are low on health, which I actually really like. I mean, you'll see me a lot of times get a lot of killing blows where I just run people and Raptor Strike Mongoose by counterattack, they're dead when they're low on health because I hit a lot harder when they're low on health. So I still like that. So, you know. But yeah, I mean, I would hate to lose. I really like Hunting for Sport. I think Hunting for Sport's nice because, again, it makes you dangerous on targets that are low on health. It makes you a lot more dangerous on targets that are low on health. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why when you watch me playing Battlegrounds, I get a lot of killing blows on targets that are low on health. You know, whether it's kill shot or just going in and smashing him in the face with counterattack. So I would prefer to at least go that far in. That only leaves us, and then so like let's say you went back here. I just don't know if there's anything we really need. Because the way my build is already, I'm already crossover glyphing. Like I have endurance training and improved aspect of the monkey and aspect mastery all as crossover talents. JR. I'm already using crossover mystic enchants for all 3 of these. So 3 of my blue enchants are this one, and this one. Now, if we just went like 5 points here, for example, and then went back into survival and did something like this. How did I end up with 1 talent point in here? We'll leave it. We went something like this. This gives us most of the stuff we use for melee. The only thing we're missing really is just explosive shot, right? Like the 5 points that we're missing here would be that I normally would have would be lock and load, which we don't need because we don't have explosive shot. And explosive shot, that's 4. And then 1 other point was in Wyvern Sting. And then I don't know where the other point was somewhere else. I don't know. Oh, survival. Yeah, I don't know where the other point was. But anyways, we could go with something like this. And then now that we've got this here, would we rather have 5 points here so that we don't have to glyph that one? Then we could glyph, if we wanted to. I don't know. I've kind of gone through this already, so we're gonna be hard pressed to figure out. Like, unless there's like a glyph of intimidation, that would be a good one. But I don't even know if that exists, right? Like if we go here, I mean, is there an intimidation one? See, there isn't, which makes sense because it's so powerful. So these are all the crossover ones we could possibly use, right? And the only other one that I had used one time was Ferocity, which increases my pet damage because your pet 10% crit with your pet. But Ducks seemed to think that was a waste, and I kind of agreed with them because my pet really doesn't do a lot of damage anyway. But when you look at this tree, like I was glyphing endurance training and monkey and aspect ratchet, which is great because all 3 of these increase not only my survivability but my pet's survivability. This increases the health of my pets and my health. This makes my dodge give me more, my monkey give me more dodge, and this says that when aspect of the monkey is up, I take 5% less damage. Also, aspect of the viper, the damage reduction penalty is reduced by 10%. So instead of 50%, it's 40%. And increases the attack power bonus of my aspect of the hawk by 30%. So that's pretty good. If I'm at range and I want to use my aspect of the hawk, I'm going to do a lot more damage. I want to do more, not a lot more, but more. I don't know. I think the build I have is pretty damn good. Like I've looked through all this stuff. I don't see a lot of ways to really make my build a lot better. I think the biggest problem with my build is getting on targets and staying on targets. I mean, honestly, if I really was going to change anything, I think the one thing that I'm most interested in maybe using would be the trap, would be the roots. Would be entrapment. What about going BM? I just don't. Well, here before we do that, what would you glyph? I mean, the only thing you could really glyph, you could glyph Savage Strike. I mean, you want to use glyphs for where there's 5 talent points if you could. If you could glyph Savage Strikes, Deadly Focus, and Counterattack, that would be pretty cool. But the problem is if you're going BM, you're losing so much stuff. Like you're losing a lot, right? Like, I mean, you could do like my thing with going BM is if you're gonna go BM, you might as well go all BM, right? They're really, if you're gonna go BM and glyph survival, you're pretty much just a BM hunter, you know, which is kind of what I'm trying to get away from. I don't want to be a BM hunter. So I just, you know, you're just a BM hunter. There's no really, I mean, and you can't, like, what makes survival good is some of these other abilities. Like, I really like hunting for sport. I think hunting for sport is a really good ability. You know, being able to increase the damage of my melee blows and targets under 18% is a lot, because, you know, resilience and stuff mitigates damage a lot. So, like, when I'm hitting people with, like, counterattack, it does, like, maybe 400 or 500 damage, but if they're under 35% health, it may be doing, like, you know, 600 or 700 damage. That's quite a bit of damage. That's a pretty big hit. Most people are running around in battlegrounds between 4,000 and 5,000 health. If I'm hitting it for 700 damage, it's not bad. I think I'm still working out how to optimize my damage, like what rotations. I'm still working out when to engage, when not to engage. But I do think there also we could, like I said, I do think that entrapment could play a part, could be useful against like ferals. Could be useful against drogues. Could be useful against a lot of people who could be useful against paladins, possibly, but they're going to Hand of Freedom, so that's not going to be as useful against paladins. But it could be useful against casters too, but I don't know. Yeah, the paladin's great for farming. Yeah, the paladin's fantastic for farming. Oh, Duck, now that you're back, I wanted to ask you about armor penetration, or about expertise. Does expertise not work at all? Or you're just thinking it's not working, it's just not doing enough? Because I do have Relentless, which increases my expertise. It says, increase your expertise by 15, Mongoose Bite, Rapid Strike, and Counterattack pierce through 20% of the target's armor. Yeah, it seems kind of boring. I did play Paladin. I leveled Paladin mostly doing PvP, and I just got to the point where I was getting bored. The one thing with the Melee Hunter is it's never boring. Like, when I play the Melee Hunter, it's never boring. It's always interesting. Because it's so different. And there's so many different ways to try to approach every encounter. Like, do you use range damage? Do you not use range damage? Do you try to root? There's so many. Do I want to CC other people? Do I want to try to do a 2v1? There's so many things. And you have so many skills, like I talked about in that post that I sent to Dutch here. When we talk about the rotation, I said typical rotation is quite lengthy. Send pet, mark target, black arrow, serpent sting. Want to apply emo trap, explosive shot, raptor, mongoose, counter, trying to figure out a way to simplify the rotation to optimize DPS. Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe Dutch will take my post and maybe something, maybe they'll make some changes. I mean, if they could just add one thing to Melee Hunter, it's easy, man. Fucking grappling hook. If you could just add one thing to Melee Hunter, grappling hook. I mean, not only is grappling hook great for engaging, it's also great for getting away. Like if someone's on you and they're doing a lot of damage and there's like a priest like way off to the side who's an enemy priest, you can just grapple over to the priest to get away from the melee. And then you can like fucking scatter shot trap them. There's so many uses for grappling hook. And if they added a stun to it, that would just be so awesome. Like grappling hook with a 2-second stun would change the way Melee Hunter would change the landscape of Melee Hunter a lot. Like when I was doing that feral, think about it when the feral had me rooted. Think about if I did Master's Call to clear the root, grappling hook into a 2-second stun, dropped immolation trap. You know what I mean? It adds so much more viability and playability and feasibility to the Melee Hunter. And I just don't understand why it's never been added to a private server. Probably because it's not an ability that's in these clients. I don't know. I mean, Turtle Wall's added custom skills. Ascension's added custom skills. They've done their whole Conquest of Azeroth custom classes, so they can certainly add custom abilities. You just need to make grappling hook work like the retail grappling hook. And just if you could possibly put like a 2-second stun on the end of it, you know. Yeah, but anyways, I gotta go. I gotta get something to eat. I'm starting to feel sick. I haven't eaten anything all day. It's 1:40 and I've had a shit ton of coffee, so. And I need to take a dump, man. I need a poop. That's what when you don't eat anything, you drink a bunch of coffee. That happens. I gotta use the bathroom. Sorry for my vulgar language. I apologize, but I need to use the bathroom. And I need to let my dog out. So I'll come back in like an hour or something and play again. I'll come back in like an hour. We'll play again, and we'll I don't know. I mean, I think that the entrapment sucks because if I got entrapment, where am I going to remove 3 talent points? I mean, at that point, the only place I see that you could remove would be lock and load, right? And the thing is, lock and load, honestly, it's okay, but it's not like amazing. Lock and load's not like amazing, right? So what does it do? You have a 100% chance when you trap a target, right? And 60% chance when you deal periodic damage that your black arrow will cause your next 2 arcane specials to trigger no cooldown. Who cares if it doesn't trigger a cooldown? Because, I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's like I have so many other abilities to use that, you know, prioritizing another explosive shot that really doesn't do that much damage, right? Like, I could do explosive shot, but I can just weave in another raptor strike or another mongoose bite while I'm waiting for explosive shot to come off the cooldown. And they do just as much damage as explosive shot, right? Like, if you look here, and we look at Raptor Strike, it does 160 damage, it crits for 378, right? If we look at Explosive Shot, it's only doing 172 damage and critting for 296. And if you look at Mongoose Bite, it's actually doing 295 and critting for 348. So what I'm trying to say is, lock and load really isn't that good. It's like, oh, you get to use it because what I'm trying to say is I have other abilities that will be available to use. It's not like I'm waiting for something to come off cooldown. If Explosive Shot is not off cooldown, I can use Raptor Strike. I can use Mongoose Bite. I can use Counterattack, right? I can use Black Arrow if I'm at range. I can use Arcane Shot. I can use Multi-Shot. There's no need for lock and load. Really, there was no need for this whatsoever, right? Explosive Shot, keep in mind, it's only a 6-second cooldown. So I think we can safely, easily remove these 3 talent points. It's something I thought about before, you know. So if we remove these 3 talent points here, where are we going to put them? Now you have some options now. We could reduce our disengage by 4 seconds. We could reduce the disarm effects on me and increase my parry. We could add the roots so that we could root people more for survivability than anything else, probably. We could also go reduce movement and parry effects by 30%. I don't think we really need this because we've got Master's Call, which we just learned. Thank you, Duck, because I forgot about it. We decrease the critical strike chance of all your attacks on targets affected by your Frost Trap, Freezing Trap, and Freezing Arrow. I mean, if we put down Frost Trap, we could increase our damage by 6% here, which would be interesting. It'd be cool if we went like, you know, 1 point here and 2 points here. That way, if we got a Frost Trap down and rooted them, then we would get that 6% increased damage on them, right? I mean, we're trying to optimize our burst, right? Everything we can do to increase our damage so that our initial melee burst is going to hit as hard as possible. Because our burst really is Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite, Counterattack. It's a very quick rotation. 3 abilities, right? And if we can that's where weakness comes in. Exposed weakness, right? Increases your attack power by 20% of your agility. So that makes us do more damage. We've got an enchantment on our weapon, right? Ninja Focus. This pretty much procs in the engagement almost every time. It's going to give me like 100 agility. There's like another 200 attack power, right? So everything we can do to push up my damage on that burst window is what's going to make it more interesting. Now, we looked at that. We looked at BM and we looked at the problem is it doesn't work, dude. If you go BM, you're just BM, right? If you go BM, you're BM. If I go BM and try to melee, you're losing your survivability. You have no survivability. If we go far enough down to BM to make BM work, we're going to lose so much survivability. You know, we don't have the extra agility. You know, we're probably not going to have deadly focus. You know, we probably won't even have scat. I mean, what are we going to have? You know? And it kind of defeats the purpose. I'm trying to make melee work, not trying to make BM work. You know, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm a BM hunter, but I like to hit people with my sword. You know, that's just, it doesn't work that way. No, you lose everything. You lose explosive shot. You lose black arrow. You lose the fact that you're doing 35% more, you're doing 18% more damage to people under 35% health. You're losing melee haste, you're losing your resourcefulness. You know, your mana, you're losing the reduction of mana on black arrow, traps, everything. You know, you're losing the counterattack ability altogether, right? So every time with this, every time we use Magus Bite, we proc a counterattack all the time. Yeah. I don't know. I figure if you go into BM to do that, you're just not getting anything out of it. You're basically, if you're just going to BM and try to do melee, you might as well just play BM. Yeah. So I don't know. Now again, in regular vanilla WoW, I was able to create a melee hunter build that was BM, right? And it was good. The best melee hunter build in vanilla WoW is a hybrid. But unfortunately, not in this bird, right? Hmm. I can't remember if I went all the way down into lightning reflexes or not. But basically, something like, actually, no, this is not the build. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. That is not correct. There. This is the melee hunter build I use in vanilla. And with this build, you've got you got your dodge bonus, you've got your parry, so you're very survivable against melee, right? You're gonna be sitting at around, 35%, 40% dodge in monkey. You've got critical strike chance of rapid strike and Magus Bite by 20%. Your trap, you're going to increase the damage of your immolation trap, which is huge, or you're going to increase the duration of your freezing trap, which is good. You're going to make sure that people don't resist your traps because that's huge. Your damaging trap is huge. And then, of course, you got your increase your hit chance. And then, of course, you go down, you've got intimidation. Your pet's going to do a ton of damage, right? I mean, your pet's going to do, with this build, your pet is going to do a lot of damage. But you also can do good damage. And this works. This build actually works quite well. And, and it's a hybrid build. But it works well. Because you're getting most of the stuff you need out of the survival tree. The only thing you're not getting, which would be nice, is it would be nice to get Killer Instinct, and it would be nice to get Lightning Reflexes. So like if this was the talent tree in Ascension, and you could just cross over Glyph, Killer Instinct, and Lightning Reflexes, you'd have the perfect melee hunter build, right? But anyways, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Avendisora, Wheel of Time fan. Wheel of Time, some of my favorite books. I'm out of here, man. I'll catch you guys later.